103.7 The Buzz.
With some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe, tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block, then break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone.
Welcome into the show. What's up, everybody? Wes Moore with you. It is Out of Bounds. Got Joe Franklin ready, and it's going to be a good Friday. Let's go. Got Razorback football, practice number 3 coming up here in a couple hours. We're going to focus in on the offense today. We heard from offensive coordinator Tim Cramsey. Also had a couple of players that spoke with the media yesterday. Big Cody Barnum from Fort Smith. Joe, did you see his hair?
Did not.
So all the offensive linemen, not all of them, I think he said 8 or 9 of them, decided to get haircuts for a fall camp. Crazy haircuts.
Yeah.
He got a reverse mohawk.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it is.
Well,
it is a stripe right down the middle of his head that's just, razor, just zzz, and then all on the sides, zzz, and then there's just a little 2 strips on top of his head.
Yeah. Hair, it grows back, so they're having some fun with it. And plus, right after this, they're all going to get those buzz cuts.
He said that Cade Kittler, it was his idea because he threw a little shot at him. He's like, because he's losing his hair. So he wanted to go ahead and shave it all off. And so we all decided to get a crazy haircut for fall camp. But,
that's funny stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Coach Cramsey, as you would guess, if you took a poll, what would be the first question Coach Cramsey was asked about? 99% would say it's about the
quarterbacks.
That's the very first question.
Quarterbacks, it's going to be a battle throughout. 3 of us had to sit down the other day and talked about exactly what needs to happen, exactly what's going to happen, exactly what needs to stop happening for that person to get the spot. They were made very aware that in a couple weeks, a real grown-up conversation is going to happen, and one of them is going to get the nod, and one of them is going to become the backup, and the expectations are that they go to work every day like they always have, okay? So the answer is going to be the same. They're both playing good ball. They both are doing what we asked them to do, and they have cut down on doing what we've asked them to stop doing. And that's what we need. We need the guy to win the spot. We need a guy that we put on the field. We need him to win the spot. We don't want the guy we put on the field because the other guy lost the spot, if that makes any sense. And right now, those guys are going at it. They're making each other better. Are they perfect? No. Okay? They could be 3, 4, 5-year starters. They're not going to be perfect. Okay? But the mistakes they're making are coachable mistakes and mistakes that we need to have them make in practice to make them better players.
I like Ramsey. I like him a lot. I listened to the whole press conference this morning. He has a crutch word, just like Coach Silverfield has a crutch word.
Oh, they all do.
Coach Silverfield says, right. Coach Cramsey says, okay. You'll notice it from now on. He says, okay, a lot. But I like it. It's like he's interacting with the media. When he's talking to, okay, I'm looking at you. Okay, right, okay. And Coach Silverfield, right. And he's looking at the
2 different words can have same meaning.
Yes.
Serve same purpose.
Yes. Let's keep going with the quarterbacks. I liked what he said, though. They want a quarterback to win it, not win it by default because the other guy struggles. They want one guy to step up and win this job. What are they looking at? What are they looking for? How are they grading these guys? What's going to decide who's the starting quarterback? Here's what's important.
They both have their individual things I've talked about, but both of them that we overly talked about in order to get to position is how do you handle adversity? So what happens after that interception? What happens after you just blatantly miss a read? What happens after you blatantly just miss a throw? Okay? How do you bounce back from that? Okay? When I'm in your ear on C2P, purposely trying to get them flustered. I don't do that in the game, but I'll do that in practice, okay? Purposely trying to get them flustered. When Coach Silverfield's yelling, trying to get them flustered, how do they respond to that, okay? So that's something we need to see for them. Do they respond positively to the negative adversity that they're going through, okay? And 2, can they play clean? Ultimately, that's what it's going to come down to, okay? You love to say you have a quarterback that's going to go out there and win the game for you. okay? But no matter what, you need to have a quarterback go out there and play clean and not lose a game. And that's what we need this quarterback to do this year, is to keep us clean, keep the ball in our hands, keep us moving, take the UARs, take the checkdowns, take what the defense gives us, and put us in a position to win a game. And ultimately, that's what's going to come down who gets a nod. A couple weeks from now, we make that decision.
Coach Cramsey, the two things that he spoke about that the quarterbacks need to work on for KJ, it was his accuracy, that sometimes he misses throws. For AJ Hill, his is making quick decisions, that he was holding on the ball too long. And so all fall, this is what they're preaching, quick decisions, get rid of the ball. And he says what's happening now with AJ, he's making these quick decisions, but sometimes they're the wrong decision. And that because he believes in his arm so much, he feels like he can get that ball in there, squeeze it in, and it's caused a couple of turnovers. But he said now sometimes he threw a pass yesterday down the seam to, I think it was Jaden Platt, and Cramsey said when he threw it, okay, I thought that's a mistake. Well, he squeezed it in there in between three defenders, and it was a great play. So was that a bad decision? Because he probably shouldn't have thrown it, but it was completed.
Well, it's based on results. It's a bad decision if he doesn't complete it, if it gets intercepted. But if he completes it, it's a good decision.
That's exactly what he said. He said, there is not one time I call a play and I'm questioning that play. Every time I call it, I know I'm thinking it's a good play. Sometimes I look back and it was a bad call based on the result. Sometimes it turns out to be a really good play because of the result. Or maybe a guy makes a play, makes him look better as an offensive coordinator. We'll get to that one in a bit. I was trying to stick with the quarterback theme. Here's one on AJ. This was kind of what I was just telling you about AJ Hill and the belief he has in his arm.
AJ tried to squeeze one in. My coaching point over to him the last couple of weeks is, sometimes you got to go on to that next read. If it's a little gray, go on to the next read. Great play by the DB, but Crutch got to continue to come back and chest bump the quarterback, and then I got to watch it a little closer on film because AJ trusts his arm. And that's a good thing, and that's also the thing that gets you in trouble sometimes. He trusts the ability to put the ball where he wants to put the ball. Okay, that's a great thing sometimes, and that's also a dangerous thing sometimes. He threw a ball across the middle yesterday on a delta route to Ty Lockwood that I paused when he decided to throw the ball, and I said he's not even close to being open, and somehow he squeezed the ball in between people, a 25-yard gain. Okay, is that a great job, or is that a bad decision? Okay, results are, or is it a good play or not, is dependent upon results. I jokingly say to people all the time about myself, I never made a call I didn't like at the time. There's a lot of times I've made calls I didn't like after the play was run, but when I made the call, I loved it. I thought it was the right call to make. Okay, so that's where AJ's got to get to. That's one of the things he's got to do is we talked to him about is make quick decisions, okay? And sometimes right now after practice too, when he's trying to make quick decisions, sometimes those aren't great decisions. So now he's got to be able to make that quick decision a great decision, and sometimes that means go on to the next read. Or sometimes you got to eat it, throw the ball out of bounds, and see 2nd and 10.
There's an NFL quarterback who believed in his arm the same way. He threw a lot of touchdowns, but he also threw a lot of interceptions. Brett Favre. And most would say he had a great career.
Yeah. Won a Super Bowl. All right, we'll keep going with Cramsey. This is fun. What do I want to hear? Cramsey, we'll wait on that one. Let's go to the run game.
Run game's going to become better when the pass game becomes better, okay? Run game's going to become better when we can prove that you can't put an extra hat in the box, okay? That our receivers can win one-on-one battles. That teams can't go into a game plan saying we're going to play man-free coverage, put a 7th guy in the box, and continue doing that until you prove that you can throw the ball on us, okay? Run game's going to get better when the quarterback can join the run game and add the extra gap to the run game.
Makes a lot of sense. You can think you have a good running game, but if you can't throw the ball, then all of a sudden teams are going to start loading up the box, putting an extra hat in there, and it's harder to run the ball on them. So they got to be able to do both. Coach, I don't see anything on the wide receiver, so I'll just tell you, coach was asked, they tried 2 different times to try to find something, somebody that's stepping up, but he didn't have any. He was like, it's only been 2 practices. And first of all, we don't even have pads on. Once we put on the pads, we'll see who can catch the ball in traffic, who wants to go up and catch it, go across the middle and catch it. Didn't really want to single anybody out. They even pointed out that for the second practice in a row, the first guys running out there were C.J. Brown, Ishmael Cece, and Chris Marshall. And he's like, guys, we don't have any ones right now. They're just happening to be going in that order from what you're seeing. We're working all – but he did say 9. He did say we have 9 guys fighting it out to be the top receivers. And he did feel like they do have depth in that room. They just need to figure out who the best 3 are.
So they probably have an idea, but for purpose, he's trying to keep the competition open and keep these guys out there working hard. And so speaking to media, you're not going to give anything away.
He did mention that having Monte Harrison this fall was a nice addition to the room because he brings a body size that they need because he's one of the bigger, thicker wide receivers. He wasn't able to practice in the spring, and he mentioned Watkins, the track guy from LSU, having him now. He's like, it's obvious he has speed. He did say, I was surprised with his football knowledge and that his route running. It's one thing to be able to be fast, but it's another thing to be able to stop without the DB knowing you're stopping.
Yeah.
And to cut out of the breaks and have that. And he's like, so far we like what we've seen. But he said, once again, with the pads. Yesterday they were in helmets and shells. And he caught a ball over the middle, and there was a little collision, an accidental collision across the middle with traffic. And he said he got bumped up pretty good. It's the first time he's been hit in a long time because they don't hit you when you run the 100 meters, he said.
No, every team needs different types of receivers, and that's what's going to make you your best because you have guys that can do a lot of different things within the framework of the offense on that field. If you have all receivers, they all have the same basic skill set, it's not going to do you any good.
He did say if this guy proves that he can play, can catch, and run with pads on, now it's on to me. I got to find a way to get him the ball. He said, right now we know. We got Sutton Smith. We're going to get him the ball. We're trying to – and he said, before y'all even ask me who are the other guys, we don't know yet. That's what we're trying to figure out, what other receivers we can trust that we know we got to get them the ball X amount of times. It's like for Sutton last year, he got 8, 9, 10 carries a game. He said it may be different this year because we had 3 running backs at Memphis last year. So I'm trying to get 10 for this running back, 10 for this running back, 10 for Sutton. Plus we had a running quarterback who's getting 10, 12 carries. It's like, so this year Sutton may be asked to carry the ball a little bit more, but we know he's going to catch the ball too. So we're going to get him his touches. We'll find out.
Good problem to have wherever you are. So if that problem is created at Arkansas where you have that type of running back depth, it's a great problem to have.
Let's take a phone call. We got Harley in Morrilton. Harley, welcome into Out of Bounds on this Friday.
Well, afternoon, guys, okay? We got to keep this thing going. Got to have a good show. Just keep it rolling on, right?
That's what we're trying to
Now,
do.
we're going to have a good team this year. We're going to have the quarterback situation straightened out in about 2 weeks, he said. Okay? Now, I've got to blame you for all this right and okay crap. I would have caught on to it eventually, but it's going to drive me nuts from now on hearing okay and right.
Right.
Every daggum interview.
Right? Okay.
Right. Oh, y'all have a good show, guys.
Okay.
See you, Harley.
661-1037 if you'd like to join us. Let's hear from some of the players. I was impressed with Kamari House. I'll say it again. I think Kamari House leads this team in tackles this year. He was a tackling machine at Kentucky playing linebacker. Now he's playing that hybrid linebacker spot. It's kind of a linebacker safety. He's lost, God, what did he say? I think he said he lost 14 pounds, went from 228 to 214 to play that hybrid role, to get more speed, to be faster. But this guy, he's already proven it at the college level, Power 4 level. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be big for this defense. We'll start with Kamari House. And here he is. He's talking about the new position.
The biggest thing I had to get used to, I'll say, probably being in space more, rather than being in the box, eyes on the lineman, and I'm learning passing concepts of how offenses, different splits and things like that to give me tendencies of what routes are going to come. So instead of maybe a different, how a tight end or running back is to one side, we're going to look at one run play. Maybe if the number 2 and number 3 receivers close, I'm going to be thinking about these pass plays. So it's just different studying of the game for sure.
Kobe Branham joined Kamari House yesterday in front of the media, and Kobe was asked about the right tackle, Bryant Williams, because he plays right next to him, right guard, right tackle, and what he thinks about Williams.
Yeah, Bryant's great. When he first got here, he's not very the talkative kind of person. He don't really speak much. So going through spring, I could see he was opening up a lot, and then now that we're getting closer to season, he's shouting out calls, everything. He's very loud and vocal out there, and he's improved a lot.
We have more from Branham. We have more from House. We have more from Cramsey. We're going to hit that throughout the day. And we have our guest, our normal Friday guest, Steve Sullivan, stopping by at 2:10. We got Neil Atkinson, Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. He wants to discuss NFL teams, over-under totals for NFL teams. But coming up next, we have Connor Goodson, hogsports.com. He's been at the first 2 practices. We'll pick his brain about what he's seen so far and get his thoughts about the press conferences that we have gotten to hear from Coach Cramsey and Coach Roberts. Later today, special teams coordinator Chad Lunsford speaks with the media. Practice number 3 coming up in about an hour and a half. We are just getting started. Glad you're with us. Hang out for a while. This is Out of Bounds.
Catch the Buzz's ticker on our social media platform presented by Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville, your pool and spa chemical headquarters. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
This is Sports Center.
The Arkansas Travelers used the long ball to beat the Amarillo Sod Poodles 4-1 last night at Dickey Stevens Park. The Travs got a solo home run from Hunter Fitzgerald in the first inning and a 3-run home run from Boston Smith in the bottom of the 6th to stop a 3-game losing streak. Smith was the only Travs player to finish with multiple hits, going 2 for 4 with 3 RBI and a run scored. Left-hander Nick Talache got the win on the mound after throwing 5 scoreless innings, allowing 5 hits with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Game 4 of the 6-game series gets underway at 7:05 tonight. That means Stephen Davis has the Visit Hot Springs pregame show starting at 6:50 over on our sister station 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Todd Pierce for the Buzz Radio Network.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
The hymn says, when peace like a river attendeth my way. Attendeth means it walks with you. It comes alongside you. For families walking through loss, peace does not come all at once. I'm Renata Jenkins-Byler. For 3 generations, God has placed it on my family's heart to walk beside Arkansans and help guide them towards peace and to make sure nothing is left undone. It is our greatest honor to help families reach their place where they can say, it is well. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect.
Hey, it's David Basil with Morning Mayhem for my good friends at Baptist Health. You know, in sports, we talk about the best ability being availability. You can't help the team if you're on the sidelines. The same goes for your life outside the stadium. Baptist Health is all about keeping you in the game. That starts with the screenings we often put off, like colonoscopies and prostate exams. Now, I get it. Nobody wants to schedule these, but at Baptist Health, they make it simple. They aren't just looking for problems. They're looking for peace of mind. Catching things early isn't just Insurance to win. It's the ultimate game changer for you and your family. And if you ever do need a procedure, Baptist Health is leading the way with the new Da Vinci 5 robotic surgical system. It's the latest in surgical precision, meaning smaller incisions, less pain, and most importantly, a much faster recovery. It's world-class health care delivered with a servant's heart right here in Arkansas. Don't wait for a symptom to be your wake-up call. Visit Baptist-Health.com today to schedule your screening. You'll be so glad you did. Baptist Health, for you, for life.
It's Honda of Russellville's 47th anniversary celebration. Celebrate with big savings store-wide. Register to win a 2026 Honda HR Forest Edition 4-Trax Foreman 4x4 with a powerful 518cc engine and long travel suspension to tackle every job and trail. It's Honda of Russellville, Arkansas's #1 Honda powerhouse dealer. Visit HondaofRussellville.com today. Honda recommends the Foreman for riders 16 years and older and recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, selling and servicing Kubota's full line of equipment since 1991. HenardFoothills.com.
I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday.
Welcome back to, let me try that again. Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Wes Moore with you. 2 practices down. We got another one coming up this afternoon. Connor Goodson. He's been at both those practices. He joins us now. What's up, Connor? How are you?
What's up, Wes? Appreciate y'all having me on. It's good to talk to you guys. Been a long-time listener. I grew up in Benton, graduated from Benton, so it's cool to be on 103.7 The Buzz. I listened to it since I'm growing up, so cool to have me on.
Well, that's awesome. Got a Benton Panther here with us.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know your football, especially growing up in Saline County, and now Connor's with hogsports.com, and wanted to get you on here and just pick your brain. 2 practices in, they're not in pads. I'll give you that. What just is it? Yeah. Does anything stick out to you? Any differences? What do you like?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing, in being around the team last year and how that group struggled, the thing that sticks out to me is how much I think that they're better in the trenches on both sides of the football, especially the D-line. The D-line has really stood out to me. Just the size, but the depth that they have there, the quality depth there. Ron Roberts obviously said in his press conference earlier that they have about 6 guys. Hopefully they can go into the season with 7. But yeah, I would agree with him in that they have 7 guys, and that's such a big boost to this Arkansas team when you think about how much they struggled, especially with that last staff. Getting quality depth on the D-line. And so I think that's an area that could be a strength, which is really good going into the season.
Yeah, no, I liked what basically Cramsey said about the offensive line. I think they feel good about, the 5 guys, and then he mentioned 3-4 more guys they feel good about. So it seems like both sides have some depth.
Yeah, definitely. And when you look at that depth, the leadership also sticks out. You've got a lot of guys who have, played a lot of football. I think a guy that has really stood out to me, even back going in spring, was Hunter Osborne. He started his career at Alabama, didn't play much, but he went over to Virginia last year and was a big part of their 11-win season. And then he comes into Arkansas, kind of comes full circle going into the SEC again, where he started his career. And I think that he's got some unfinished business. But to see him develop into that leadership role, those are the kind of guys that you need if you want to make an impact in the SEC. And those are the guys that I think Arkansas has hit a home run on at least this cycle, is getting those kind of guys that maybe have a chip on their shoulder, but they're evolving as leaders, and they can really lean on these guys going in throughout the season.
We have Connor Goodson with us, hogsports.com. He's on the Network Services Group hotline. Connor, is there any doubt who the biggest player on the field is?
I don't really think so. I mean, the thing that has really stood out to me is that there's a lot of guys that can. The size is incredible. I think that they look like a team head to shoulders. They look like a team that is ready to compete in the SEC, and not just one of these, like, in past seasons. I think that the size, from every position has kind of been not lacking, but you can't just line up this team and say, I could see them, competing in the SEC. This year, this is a team that looks like they're ready to compete in the SEC, and it's not just because of a couple guys. It's a consistent size throughout, up and down the depth chart.
Yeah, I was mentioning, my question was kind of loaded because they are bigger on that defensive line, even the offensive line, but Danny Bill's just huge.
Oh, yeah, Danny Bill. I was talking about the defensive line, but, man, he's a guy, he's a local kid, so obviously a lot of people are rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. Great kid, but, man, he's some guy that I think he could really, the first 2 days he's impressed me with how I think he's seriously pushing and making a push to be that kind of seventh guy that Ron Roberts talked about. I don't think that they're going to be able to keep him off the field this season, but, yeah, he's a guy that stood out. I really was impressed with some of the stuff that he's done this summer that, obviously there's not a lot of video or we obviously in the media, we don't get to see a lot of what they do in the summer, but just hearing people talk about him and really, coming into the fall camp, there's a lot of hype about if he could really, string together some good practices, he's a guy that can make a push. Well, he's really starting to do that, and I think that we're going to be talking a lot about Danny Bill this season, and it's really good to see with him being a local kid.
Connor Goodson with us, hogsports.com. Offensively, Coach Cramsey, I know you guys tried a couple times yesterday to get him to talk about the wide receivers or anybody sticking out, but does anybody stick out to you?
Yeah, with the wide receiver room, I mean, C.J. Brown is a kid that I even thought this last year, he's a guy that he kind of goes under the radar. He's not super flashy, but he's just consistent. He just stacks practices, over and over again. And I think coming into this is the third year, he's going to be a guy that they're going to be able to lean on. Chris Marshall has also stood up to me. He's just got so much talent. I mean, just pure talent. Obviously, in the spring, there's issues with him grasping the playbook, and there's obviously questions about his past and stuff that he's done, at other programs. But just from a talent standpoint, I think he's got all the talent in the world, and he could be a real weapon for him. But he stood out. Obviously, you can't look at the wide receiver room and not ignore Antonio Jordan. I mean, 6'6", 228. That kid's got a lot of talent too, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. They've talked highly about him, but I think that he's a guy. If you can find a way to use his size, I mean, you've got to be able to find a way to carve out a role for him, because that size, it just doesn't grow on trees. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. But those would be the guys I'd say that have stood out the most to me so far.
Connor Goodson with us on the Network Services Group hotline. Connor, I love the running back room, and I'm excited to watch Sutton Smith and then Braylon Russell, the shape that he's gotten into. How have they looked to you?
Yeah, those two guys look like as good as advertised. Braylon Russell looks even he shed some more weight from spring when we all kind of it caught all of our eyes that he looked slimmer. He looks even more slim coming into fall camp, but he still has that size that makes him such a special talent. So I think that he's really kind of geared up to have a really big year. Sutton Smith. Obviously, we all know what he did at Memphis and Carter, Arkansas up in that game last year, but I think that he's a guy that, you can use in a lot of different situations. He's a guy that I think I mentioned guys that have a chip on their shoulder. He's one I think that he's got a chip on his shoulder to kind of prove that he can contribute and play at this level. But Wes, I'll tell you one guy who's kind of gone under the radar even through spring, but you just look out there, he looks the part of an SEC running back, and that's Jasper Parker. I think that he's a Michigan transfer. Didn't get a lot of run there at Michigan, but transferred down to Arkansas, and I think that he's a guy. He looks the part. He's got size, but he's also got a sneaky, fast, quick first step, and he's got some shake in him. And I think that he's a guy that, if given the opportunity, he could really shine.
Who will they be able to line up with Jaden Platt in a two tight end formation?
Yeah, I think right now that's you've seen so far. It's going to be Ty Lockwood. I think that he's the guy. Matt Adcock, I think, has actually done some good things. I think Maddox Lasser is another guy who's just, he's kind of reliable there. He just kind of goes about his business, puts his hand in the dirt and does the needed work, and he's very reliable. But I think right now it's Platt and Ty Lockwood is the two guys probably separated themselves. And Ty Lockwood, he was a highly, highly touted recruit and went to Alabama and kind of didn't really meet the expectations that were thrust on him, and then goes to Boston College. When you look at the stat sheet, he didn't have a great year at Boston College, but man, his size and his mobility as well, I think has kind of stood out to me. So I think that he's a guy that could step up, and he's being given the opportunity. So I think that he's the guy that will be able to lean on as well as that second tight end.
Is there not a position? I mean, it sounds like they got guys that can play and have played in other schools, and they have some depth. What's the issue on offense? Is it just quarterback?
That's really right now. I think the biggest question mark. Obviously, I think that there's still some question marks in the wide receiver room because they have played it coy, but they played coy about like who they're going to lean on and who's really stood out. But I think that you have enough weapons there that it's not that big of a question mark. It's definitely quarterback is the biggest unknown going into the season with this football team in general. And I think that they keep hyping it up, saying that it's going to be a quarterback battle. I just from watching these two quarterbacks, even going back to spring, it feels like that KJ Jackson looks more like the guy that he looks more like a starting quarterback right now. And that's not a knock on AJ Hill. I've actually been really impressed with him and the growth that I've seen from him from spring to now. But KJ Jackson just looks like he has everything. The mistakes that he makes, I feel like you can live with more than some of the things that AJ Hill has done. Some of y'all were talking about it earlier. Just his decision making, it's gotten quicker, but you don't want to have to get in the situations where he's a little too confident, and that leads to turnovers. And that's the biggest thing that this staff has hammered home all fall, or at least his first few practices, is take care of the football, no turnovers. And so I think that KJ Jackson, he's probably the guy that I think if you want to go out there and have a chance to win and not turn it over, you're probably going with him more than AJ Hill right now. It's just where I think both guys stand. I think it's KJ's job to lose, and I think that he'll be the one that goes out there against North Alabama.
Connor Goodson with us, hogsports.com. Compare their arms.
Yeah, I would say that KJ Jackson's got a little bit more. He's a little bit more polished as a thrower, I would say. I think that doesn't necessarily mean that he's more accurate. I think that AJ Hill, just from a raw talent ability, he's got so much arm talent. Like he's one of those guys that makes it look effortlessly, like throwing a 40-yard bomb. He makes it look effortless. Like it's just another day for him. And then I think that KJ Jackson has more control over where the ball goes, and he's able to put it where he wants it more often, more consistently. And I think that that's the biggest difference now that AJ Hill's just kind of got to dial it in a little bit, and I think that'll come with more confidence in his decision making. I just don't think that that's come quick enough for him to really, be head and shoulders better than KJ Jackson right now. I think KJ Jackson's more the all-around kind of guy when you look at their attributes, and then AJ Hill, he's obviously got a lot of potential, a ton of untapped potential, and he's more raw talent guy, the rawer prospect, but I think right now he's just a little bit behind KJ in his control and accuracy standpoint.
In the secondary with the two DBs and three safeties, does it sound like to you they kind of got a rotation? They know who their guys are. They feel like they know who the guys backing them up are?
Yeah, I think that they have a pretty good grasp of that. I was actually kind of surprised that Ron Roberts came out and said that he basically dubbed Kamori House, Christian Harrison, Miguel Mitchell as the starters at safety on Wednesday. So I was kind of surprised that he kind of outright said that. Obviously, the things can change, and there's still a lot of practices for that to be decided. But, yeah, they definitely got, I feel, a pretty good grasp over who's going to be there. I'm really excited to see what Jaheim Joker Johnson can do at the cornerback spot. Obviously, really good standout corner at Tulane. A really big get for them in the portal. They were really, really excited when they got him. And he's got a lot of talent that I think he'll be a special addition. And you've got a lot of guys who are just very experienced and at that cornerback spot. And then I think safety's probably the bigger question mark, but I think it says a lot that they have a good idea of at least those first three. And then you've got a lot of good, potential guys who could really get in there and back them up and that they'll rely on if there's injuries or anything like that. Tay Lockett, a true freshman, is a guy that Ron Roberts singled out, and he's kind of like Danny Hill in a way where, he's just progressed from spring to now fall. He's just progressed pretty consistently to where he's actually, knocking on the door of being a big part of this rotation, I think, going into the season.
Yeah, when Coach Roberts was talking about his three safeties, he quickly mentioned Stoutmeyer from Colorado, McGlure, Tay Lockett, and one other. I can't think of his name. Was it Taylor Scott? I don't know. That came to my head, but it was kind of I guess it was a pleasant surprise that not only did he have three guys already, he had four that was pushing for playing time.
Yeah, no. The other one that he mentioned, I believe, is Tyler Scott. He's a transfer from Georgia State. He originally started his career at Auburn, was a highly regarded four-star recruit out of high school. Missed some time with an ACL injury, then went to Georgia State. And I think that he's a guy. Like I said, there's a lot of guys on this roster that have a chip on their shoulder, maybe overlooked at their first stop, and now they're getting a chance here at Arkansas to really maybe prove that they can hang at the SEC level. Tyler Scott's a guy that could really fit that bill. But it's definitely, like you said, a pleasant surprise that they have guys that they have kind of singled out. Whereas I feel like last year, anytime you get the coaches in there for a press conference, and this isn't to knock the previous staff, but it was just like everything was a question mark, and they never really, they would dodge the question of who's sticking out and who do they think that they could go to. And this time around, it feels like they have a really, really good grasp on who they have, who they can lean on, and who's really competing at these positions and where they stand.
All right, coming up, we got Coach Lunsford talking to you guys later this afternoon, early this evening. What do you want to hear from him?
Yeah, I know a lot of people will joke that there's not a lot you can get out of special teams, but honestly, as much as Arkansas struggled in that department in previous seasons, I would like to hear that they've got pretty much a good idea of where everyone's locked in there. I'm really interested to see what he has to say about Max Gilbert. I thought that he obviously had a tumultuous career at Tennessee. There's a lot of highs and certainly some lows. I'm excited to see what he says about him, and then maybe some the return game. There's a lot of questions there about who are your best athletes and how that's going to shake out. So who are some of the guys that I think could be game-changing players that they're going to line up at kick and punt return?
Yeah, punt returner could be a nice addition to this team. Pick up some easy yards. Kick return these days with college football, it seems like the kicks go through the end zone about 75-80% of the time. You don't get to see too many kick returns, but yeah, I hope they have a good punt return game that produces some explosive plays.
Yeah, certainly. And when you think back to Arkansas's most successful teams, they've had that kind of game changer athlete that you can line back up at punt return and who can really rattle off not just touchdowns, but there's big returns that could set your offense up for success. And those are the little things. This staff has talked a lot about winning the little things, taking care of the football, and not being penalized, being disciplined in that regard. And special teams plays a big role in teams that have success. That's where you win games, and that's where you win games that you're not supposed to. And a team like Arkansas that struggled winning games that they're not supposed to and struggling in one-possession games, having a dynamic player who can rattle off some big returns and special teams, that's huge, and that's what I think that they need to find this fall, and I'm excited to see what he kind of says about that.
Connor, great stuff, man. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. We'll hit you up again and talk a little Razorback football when you see more practices.
Yeah, sounds good. I really appreciate y'all having me on. It was great to talk to you, and like I said, I'm a Benton kid, so it's cool to come on 103.7 The Buzz and talk Arkansas football.
Connor, have a good weekend. Talk to you next week. Connor Goodson, hogsports.com. Great to add him to our list of contributors. Coming up next, we'll hit the Middleton Heat and Air text line. A lot of texts coming in. You can call us, 661-1037. This is Out of Bounds.
Hey, it's David Bowser from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
Arkansas brides, make your wedding show experience unforgettable with a VIP ticket. Join us Sunday, August 23rd at the State House Convention Center for the Arkansas Democrat Gazette Wedding Show. VIP guests receive an exclusive bride t-shirt, tote bag, custom labels, special swag, reserved seating, and early access to the show. These limited VIP tickets are available now at arkansasbridalcommunity.com. Start planning your dream day with Arkansas wedding experts all in one place.
Big color, bigger savings. Sherwin-Williams Super Sale is here. Get 40% off paints and stains August 7th through the 13th with prices starting at $30.89. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If you're a bank needing GLBA compliance or a defense contractor looking for CMMC compliance, meet the team at Network Services Group with tailored solutions to help you navigate the complex regulatory landscape, allowing you to focus on what matters most, your clients and your growth. Don't gamble with compliance. Network Services Group, your partner in GLBA and CMMC compliance.
Services Group. One call does it all.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. July the 12th, 1979 was Disco Demolition Night, an infamous Major League promotion hosted by the Chicago White Sox and Chicago radio shock jock Steve Dahl. The doubleheader offered 98-cent admission to fans who brought a disco record to be destroyed. Between games, Dahl detonated the records in the outfield, which caught the field on fire, triggered a riot, and forced umpires to forfeit the second game to the Detroit Tigers. Google it, and you won't be able to stop laughing. Doublebees welcomes fans of all types of music. Rockers, bluegrass, country and western, techno, and yes, even disco. Because Doublebees has what everyone needs, from drinks to snacks to gas. Doublebees. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebees.
Camping season is here, and Razorback Camper Sales in Hot Springs is liquidating all 2026 year model travel trailers and fifth wheels. If you've been thinking about a new trailer, now is the time to buy. One of the many great deals is a 20-foot Salem with bunk beds, power awning, plywood floor, and much more for only $14,990 or $150 a month. Hurry while the selection is good. All these great deals can be seen at RazorbackCampersales.com.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy carries Steel full line of handheld equipment. HenardFoothills.com.
Wait a minute, this love started off so tender, so sweet. But now she got me smoking out the window.
Welcome back. Final segment of the first hour. Coming up in our next hour, we have Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen and Steve Sullivan. If you want to jump in, now's a good time. 661-1037. You can call or hit us up on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. In fact, I'll jump on over to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Let me just start at the bottom and work our way up. Iowa Hawk, first one to jump in here. What a last play cover last night. Hey, yeah, how about that NFL game first game of the season? Carolina and Arizona put on a show. That was a fun football game. I went to Swing Social last night, got me a little homers, sat there and watched the game, had a drink or two, celebrated National IPA Day, and we couldn't leave. You know, you had to wait and see, and it was scoreless in the first quarter, just like I thought. Preseason games. Low-scoring games. Then they scored on 4 straight possessions, each team. Next thing you know is 14, 14, 17, and they just kept scoring. And Carolina needs to score at the end of the game. Gets the ball back. Haynes King, Georgia Tech quarterback, leads them down, uses his legs, uses his arm, and on the final play of the game, scrambles in for the touchdown for the victory.
Yeah, and in those moments, it gets you prepared for a season, because if you're a team that is going for a win and not playing for overtime, and of course in a preseason game you're never going to play for overtime, play for a tie, it gets you prepared for those situations. Now, Haynes King won't be their starter, but you'll get opportunities like that from an offensive standpoint where maybe it does come down to last play of the game and you are going for a win as opposed to kicking a field goal, going for overtime. But thought it was great play from both rookie quarterbacks in Haynes King, Carson Beck. They both had some great moments and put some nice skills on display. Haynes King is known as a runner, and he you saw that he's what he's capable of from that standpoint. Got a lot of speed, but he showed he can really throw the ball. Yep. And he went undrafted simply because there was that mantra on him that he's just a runner, and he's really not a good thrower. He's ACC Player of the Year last year, and he showed that he belongs.
I was impressed with Carson Beck. He had some really nice throws. Now, they didn't do a lot of blitzing last night. There wasn't a lot of pressure on the quarterback. It's probably standard defense for that first game, but still, Beck threw some nice balls into tight windows.
He did that, and he threw some nice deep routes. And they had some go routes called, so defender was going to be behind, but he threw some in there where receiver had to go get it, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Oh, I just saw this text from Brian Edwards. He'll be joining us at 3:30. Some FBS, FCS lines are up on some national books. Arkansas, North Alabama. Give me your line.
38.5.
Good job, Joe. It's 40.5. Off by 2. You know what? I would have guessed 42.5, and it was right in the middle of us. 40.5. UAPB's playing Missouri. That line is 52.5. Whew. Anything else of note? Georgia's playing Tennessee State. Georgia's 45.5-point favorite. Tennessee's playing Furman, 48.5-point favorite. Vandy's playing Austin Peay, 32.5-point favorite. Kentucky, Youngstown State, a little closer, 23.5 for Kentucky. And Texas A&M's playing Missouri State. A&M is a 39.5-point favorite. Just some early lines. I'll check Bet Saracen, see if it's out yet for those guys. We'll have Neil on. We can ask. 501 says college football continues to rise. We're getting closer and closer. Joe, we can officially start the countdown because today we are 29 days away from the start of the Razorback football season.
Is it 29 days? I thought it was less, actually. But
4 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
We said we were going to wait until under 30.
Mm-hmm.
Today's the day. I'll have to get out the magic marker over here. Right now, the Marks-a-Lot and put it on our board. 870 says, I told y'all not to forget Watkins or Jordan. You can't substitute height or speed. Connor Goodson had some good things to say about Antonio Jordan. And Cramsey, talked about Watkins, and he was a better route runner than he was expecting. He was expecting just a track guy, but he showed some things to him in the first 2 practices. 501 writes in, says, makes you yearn for another Matt Jones. That's hard to come by. Yeah, it is. Also says, running back Russell, I hope this season shows some shades of D-Mac, just hoping. Anytime a guy works that hard to change his body, to put in the extra work, you got to root for him. The first 2 years haven't gone as he had hoped, I'm sure. This is his year. This is his year to shine. And he has taken that on personally, changed his diet. He worked harder and just did all the little things it takes to lose all that weight and to get into the best shape of his life.
Should help him be faster, and he already had speed with the weight that he was carrying.
870 writes in and says, enjoy y'all's presser coverage. Great job. Old boy says, okay too much, though. Laughing out loud. Yeah. 501 says, they lose me at okay and right. Where did this habit come from? It's out of control and boring. I don't know if I'd use the word boring, but it is a little out of control. It is. Everybody has their crutch words, and I'm sure I have mine. If I paid attention to what I said, I know I have words. I know I say obviously sometimes too much. I try to cut out saying obviously. Obviously it's you don't have to say it because it's obvious. It's dumb. But it's just some people don't like silence. It scares them, like when they're talking. And they'll throw in like or right, because they think there has to be words coming out all the time.
Yeah. Heard a speaker recently that said leave some space, because the space you leave, it allows somebody else to maybe speak on something. Leave some space. Silence can be good at times. You don't have to always have something.
It's good too, especially in this media. It allows the listener to think. If you're constantly rattling off and going fast, and it's just a lot to comprehend and to soak in, but if there's a little space, they get caught up. It's not buffering. It's okay to buffer in radio. Nobody likes buffering on TV. 870 says he sounds like he's trying to keep the wide receivers honest. That could be part of it. Just keep them competing. Nothing wrong with competition in fall camp. Bring out the best of all those wide receivers. Cream will rise to the top at some point. Or maybe you end up with 6 guys and you feel good about all 6 and you're rotating them constantly throughout a game, keeping them fresh. Coming up, the Razor Hog update. Then we have Steve Sullivan and Neil Atkinson at 2:30. Stick around. Hour number 2 is next.
Transmission or driveline trouble slowing you down? Trust the experts at Powers Truck Parts and Service in North Little Rock. As an Allison Authorized Service Center, their certified technicians provide professional Allison service along with expert driveline rebuilds for heavy-duty trucks and equipment. From U-joints and carrier bearings to diagnostics and maintenance, they'll help you keep your trucks rolling. From headlight to taillight and everything in sight, Powers gets the job done right the first time. Visit PowersTruckParts.com today. 10 Fitness brings you Top 10 Tuesdays with The Zone. Each week, Justin and Phil will dive into a different Top 10 list and take your calls. Brought to you by 10 Fitness. Turn back the clock on gym prices.
I'm here with Laura Beth from Kaufman by Design West. Kaufman has over 7,000 square feet of beautiful new home decor pieces and design specialists on staff. See, that would be important for somebody like me who is design challenged.
Yeah, we have design specialists on staff and everything you need from lighting to flooring, designer hardware, and more.
And gift cards are available too. Check them out now. Kaufman by Design West, out west past Taylor Loop, 14900 Cantrell Road.
Or visit us online at kaufmanlumber.com.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
We know it, and we're proud of it. 103.7 The Buzz. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
A 19-year-old shooting suspect is expected in court today.
Hayden Shepard is accused of shooting an 18-year-old victim in Bryant yesterday morning. Police were called to a home in the Kings Crossing neighborhood at around 7:30 a.m. Investigators say Shepard drove to the victim's home and shot them multiple times. Shepard was arrested a few blocks away. Police say the victim is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Shepard faces a first-degree battery charge. In other news, 15 finalists for Arkansas's Teacher of the Year were recognized at the governor's mansion on Thursday. Governor Sanders says they stand out because of how much they care for their students. Each finalist was given a $1,000 cash prize. 2 teachers from Central Arkansas were named to the top of the 5 semifinalists. The winner will be entered into the National Teacher of the Year contest and receive a $14,000 cash prize. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Humid weather continues this afternoon with highs back in the upper 90s. Feels like temperatures between 105 to 109. Do have a heat advisory today until 8 o'clock. 20% chance this afternoon for a pop-up shower storm. Most of us will stay dry, but a similar forecast will follow us through this upcoming weekend. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
It's Chuck the Promo Guy. Join me every Tuesday with Morning Mayhem for Check-In with Chuck. Brought to you by McClarty Mazda in North Little Rock. Looking for a pre-owned vehicle? McClarty Mazda has over 900 to choose from. Cars, trucks, SUVs, all at great prices. Shop online today at McClartyMazda.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
Honda of Russellville, proud to celebrate 47 years of serving Arkansas families. Come celebrate with big savings store-wide through September 26th. Register to win a 2026 Honda HR Forest Edition 4Trax 4x4 with the dependable 518cc engine and long travel suspension, ready for work or the weekend. See why folks from all over Arkansas choose Honda of Russellville. Great prices and hometown service for 47 years. Honda recommends metformin for riders 16 years and older. Always wear a helmet and take an ATV rider course.
Chris Kane joins Morning Mayhem each Monday to mix it up with the guys. Chris Kane on Morning Mayhem is presented by Trader Bill's. Trader Bill's, your one-stop shop for all things lake.
Join the zone each Monday for game balls and jock straps, brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday, as Justin and Phil give you their game balls and jock straps on the zone from 10 till 1. It's all brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level. And be listening for game balls and jock straps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Progressive presents perfectly bad excuses for missing stuff to spend more time on your motorcycle.
Hey, Tom. Gonna miss the 5K. Gotta organize my vitamins. A, B, C. There's so many. D.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Big color, bigger savings. Sherwin-Williams Super Sale is here. Get 40% off paints and stains August 7th through the 13th with prices starting at $30.89. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Every week, tens of thousands of public school students nationwide attend free LifeWise Bible classes during school hours. This opportunity is now available to students at select schools in Benton, Bryant, Bauxite, Greenbrier, and Academics Plus. Enrollment is open for LifeWise Academy. With parent permission, students attend off-campus classes 1 hour per week to receive Bible-based character education as part of their school day. To learn more or enroll, find your school at lifewise.org. Lifewise.org.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Join Rick Schaefer and I every afternoon on Arkansas's #1 caller-driven sports show. We'll talk with great guests like Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Trey Biddy, Hogsports.com, Kevin Bohannon, and a whole lot more. It's all right here from 4 to 7 on 103.7 The Buzz.
Live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios, it's Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too busy once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin with you. We're going to talk some Razorbacks now. It was awesome to have some sound from Coach Cramsey yesterday. We had Ron Roberts the day before. Let's get to it. The Razor Hog update. All right, here we go. We'll start with Coach Cramsey talking about the running backs.
Really, when you talk about what needs to happen for the run game to become better, we just got to continue to come together as an offensive line. Okay, Sutton Smith is a special talent for us back there. Braylon Russell's doing a really good job for us back there. And then there's a battle in for the third spot there with Cam and Jasper, young TJ, young Bat. Those guys are all battling for. I always tell the skill positions, it's your job to prove to me you belong on the field, and it's my job to find out how to put you on the field then. Okay, so that's what those guys are doing.
Kobe Branham showed up with a new look. Here he is talking about his haircut.
Don't worry, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of others. Caden Kittler, he's losing his hair, so he thinks it'd be funny if we all get haircuts, but. No, it's kind of this O-line thing. I think there was probably 8 or 9 of us that got some funny-looking haircuts, but most of them shave theirs off. I kind of like mine. I might keep it for a while.
Did a little reverse mohawk, sharp. And Kamari House, the Razorbacks kind of hybrid linebacker / safety. He was asked about the wide receivers. Who's looking good?
CC, Jamari Hawkins, Jelani Watkins, very good player. Chris Marshall. There's a bunch of guys I think our receiving room is pretty deep. I think they got like about 9-10 guys in the receiving room that's ready to go.
Continue to hear that over and over again. Looks like about 9 wide receivers competing to get on the field. Steve Sullivan joins us now. Sully, it's kind of refreshing. We have football to discuss, actual voices. Practice, get to hear from the coaches.
Kind of an upset on that last bite. The Unos beat the OKs 4-3.
Right?
Sully West sounded like he wanted to get that haircut soon, too.
Listen to this. You never take advice on haircuts from a guy who's losing his hair. He has nothing to lose, literally. They all followed along. Caden Kittler must be a great leader.
Yeah. He's the center, right? He's supposed to be their leader, making all the calls. And he made this call. I like getting to hear from all these assistant coaches throughout spring or fall practice, but I like that Coach Silverfield's going to make these guys available, or at least the OC and DC, during the week, during the season.
I really like Cramsey with the OKs and the he's very passionate. Okay. I like the way he described the quarterbacks, that he's met with them. We're going to have a tough decision. Someone's going to have to take the news well or as good as they can that they're not the starting guy. And I thought he laid it all out pretty well yesterday. And I, like one of your listeners, love the fact that Jelani Watkins is in there and our man from Warren.
Yep.
Boy, I watched him 2 times in high school, and he would take now granted it was Mills or whoever they playing, it was 4A. He'd take a slant and go like 70 yards. I mean, I remember Anthony Lucas is the only wide receiver I've seen at the University of Arkansas take an out and go 80 yards. That could happen with one of those two. They catch them on a slant and bang, they're gone.
Safety misses the tackle and there's nobody left.
Yeah.
I loved when Cramsey was asked about the turnovers from last year. I mean, he physically was, you could see, in pain how much turnovers disgust him.
Yeah, it was good. He went through everybody in the building. Is concerned about holding on to the ball. And I think, you look at Memphis, and I think if you make it an emphasis, you look at some schools that have done that, you see immediate difference year to year. I just hope that you're not, if you're a running back or you're a wide receiver or you're quarterback, I want you to be concerned about holding the football, but I don't want you hyper concerned about holding the football where you're not making big plays. You're like, I'm holding onto the ball, or from the quarterback, I'm checking down and not taking that chance, and I throw in a, now I'm thinking.
I loved his idea. He went on about own the ball, OTB.
Yes,
he wants everybody. He said, if you're driving by practice, roll your window down and yell OTB. It's like, we need to make some T-shirts. He says, now I'm giving y'all some marketing ideas. We need some OTB T-shirts.
And that's a priority when you look at the numbers from last year, and that can make a difference between winning and losing these close games. And hey, look at the numbers at Memphis. I mean, they took care of the ball. And look how they beat us. They took the ball at the end of the game.
20 turnovers last year for Arkansas.
Yeah,
20.
They were really bad ones, too. I mean, you could look at the first 2 games you lost, and you look at, Ole Miss and Memphis. Arkansas could have won both games. They hadn't turned the ball over. Crazy. They were in position to win both games.
Compounds it, too, when you don't create turnovers.
Oh, that's right. And yeah, our defense didn't do much last year, if anything. It's only that can only. When he said 10 new starters, I don't think anybody said, "Wow, who cares?" Do we really want any of those guys back?
No.
Are you a believer in this defense is going to be better?
I think it'll be better. I'm worried about the defensive line because they're so young, and there's one position you can't be young in is the defensive line because they're men playing that position. And offense, you're going to go up against 22, 23-year-olds, and you're going to stick out 17, 18-year-olds. And he said, we're really young. We have a lot of freshmen. And, you look at your frontline guys, Quincy's yet to arrive. I mean, he made some plays last year, but he wasn't an all-conference player. Oki did it at Abilene Christian. We haven't seen him do it on this level. And Hunter Osborne it wasn't just lights out at Virginia. That's your
3.
That's your 3. And then you got a bunch of young guys that haven't proven anything.
Yeah.
And that's your defensive line. I remember
those guys have to hit, whether it's Day or Carlin from USC. I mean, they've got the pedigree.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Oregon, USC, but they got to be able to play. They got the size. Yeah. They're big dudes.
Yeah, the reality is, Travis Williams said this, is you can get 2 or 3 defensive backs for one good defensive lineman, and that's what Arkansas did. Mm-hmm. I mean, they went potential over production on the defensive line, and they've got to hit with those guys. And we'll see. I'm kind of disappointed right now that I haven't heard one of them pop for that first spot. That they're saying, that these guys are battling for backup spots. And I just think that's going to be a problem on the defensive line. I'm against Steven Souls too.
I think the jack position they're set.
Yeah.
I mean, with Charlie Collins, Steven Souls, Jamonte Waller, he rattled those 3 off, and then had a couple more that he talked about that are pushing those 3 to get into the rotation.
I was happy with the depth at all the other positions, linebacker, defensive back. Well, they had 28 guys they brought in on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hit on 16 or 17, you're fine.
Well, if you hit on half, that's 14 guys. Of course, you want some depth.
Is that wild to think about 28 guys?
Well, when you lose that many, you got to replace them with somebody.
And I do love going back to the sprinters. There's a difference between football speed and track speed when you get those guys on the field. And I'm thrilled that he had such a positive reaction so early to Jelani Watkins.
See what he does when he put the pads on.
Yeah, run away from people.
Yeah,
that's all you do.
Don't get hit.
Yeah. Hey, the one position where you can take the least abuse, it's wide receiver.
It always, Joe Hyman at PA. He wasn't recruited by the Arkansas because he was too small.
Yeah,
I was like, I've watched him play for 2-3 years. I've never seen him get hit. It doesn't matter if he's a little too small because he knows how to run and avoid the big hit. So. Same thing goes to Watkins.
What a great decoy. If you
hit.
want to drive a defensive back, just send Jelani out there and have him run straight down the field. You got one guy chasing him, 60 yards.
Maybe a safety goes with him too.
That's right.
Then all of a sudden you're playing 10 against 9.
Yeah, I think it's just smart when you have these extra scholarships too. And track is going to keep funneling guys because they don't have the actual numbers or probably as many funded in track as they do in football, where you can get them on the football scholarship and not interfere with track, and you get extra guys.
Well, these guys are going to continue to do it because they get to double dip.
Yeah.
They get to make football money, then they go to track and get track money.
Do they get both?
They get both.
Okay, they get NIL money probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or rev sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bonus basically.
Yeah,
it'd be a bonus the other way too if you have a track scholarship player and they go over and play football.
Yeah, you just look for things to get excited, and then you see, Norsworthy in Memphis say, well, they finished 3rd, 4th, and 4th or whatever. I look at he was 4-4 the last year in conference, but he was 6-2 the other years. He was right there, a win away from, contending for the conference championship. It sounds a lot better when you go 6-2, 6-2, rather than 3rd, 4th, 4th, or 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Right, and it's a good conference.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he said, they felt like it was the best of the non-Power 4 conferences out there. There's a lot of competition.
And now that you're not in divisions, it sounded a lot better. Someone mentioned, you finished 4th in the West, then finished 13th or 14th in the conference. Yeah. No one's bragging about it. Well, we finished 14th, 13th, tied for 11th.
We were 4th.
We were 3rd in our conference, the West.
What's your feel on the quarterback situation?
I've thought KJ from the word go, just that he was the guy you paid money to stay, and he's the guy who's got somewhat of a resume in the SEC. He played meaningful snaps against Missouri. I think it's going to be him. But if it's the other guy, he beat him out.
Yeah.
And I don't like the idea of in this day and age that you're not making the decision because you don't want to show the opponent. Are people really scheming for Arkansas like, the Ole Miss or someone else? And you'll see enough looking at Memphis and
Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia's going to get to see everything they need to know
when
they play Utah.
Yeah. And you just try to look for reasons for hope. And I thought Cramsey was really good. I enjoyed listening to Roberts. You take a deep dive into his numbers. Florida wasn't very good defensively, but yet they weren't a good team. So
yeah. They lost. Brian Edwards, who comes on with us every Friday, he's a big Florida Gator fan. He told us they lost like 2 of their best defensive players last year on the defensive line. I think it was a linebacker maybe. That they were expecting like all SEC type guys, difference makers.
Yeah.
And he felt like he was handcuffed last year at Florida, that it should have been a better defense if he had had those guys available.
It's just good hearing new voices. We were kind of frustrated at the last regime and the problems we had, and just like listening to these new guys and their ideas. They're excited, and Silverfield's obviously going all in. What was it Basil said? I think it was Kyle told him when the kids came out to practice, that's the only time they'll see their dad all week is at practice. That he is just that's how much he's diving into this. Football's his life.
What did he say? How many hours a week he's going to work?
Like 100.
Yeah.
And he kind of just shoot it off by saying all the coaches do it. I don't think they all do it.
Well, he gave up sugar, alcohol, and social media.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to get every edge to, put this team over the top and get the best out of them, and props to him.
All right, let's shift gears real quick to basketball. And now that the 4 games are over in the Bahamas, what were your takeaways?
Yeah, I think it's kind of sad that we're a week away. We were a week away from football, and everybody's so excited about basketball. and they don't have the same excitement for football. And I blame football in a way, and they don't have enough to market right now. But when I see Coach Z doing like profiles on all the basketball players on social media, just, you get excited clicking on the video.
Yeah.
What have you seen from football?
Hogs Plus.
That's
it.
You've seen nothing. You've seen no, I'd like to see like Jelani Watkins just in a flat race with someone, just a normal wide receiver to see what the difference is between an elite sprinter and just had fun and do some stuff to get us excited.
You're right. I mean, the videos that Coach Z put out were fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I missed like the first 2 or 3 of them. I knew he did them, but I was always busy and didn't watch them. And one day when I had time, I sat and watched like all 7 of them in a row. And I was like, and I texted him. I was like, man, those are really good.
Yeah, that's for a trip to for games that don't mean anything.
But it creates excitement about this
team,
and the football team should be doing something very similar.
I haven't seen anything, and that's sad in a way. I mean, you got a new coach, and two, you can take a new coach, and this guy's a first-time SEC coach. You can mold him as far as stuff we want you to do in social media and that stuff, and give people more of a behind-the-scenes look than we have in the past because, you can tell him this is what has got to be done. This way we've been doing it. He doesn't know.
They need a Coach Z for football. That's doing Quinn. We need Quinn out there doing some videos for us.
Yeah, and I think they wanted to put those behind a paywall, and Z said no.
Really?
Yeah. That he wanted to just put them out. He wanted to do that himself, and get it out to everybody.
Yeah, it comes from his Twitter account, not the university's.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a great job on those videos, and you can't find anybody better for basketball. His passion, his knowledge.
He got me excited last night. And there's a huge problem coming because when you get Mika back, he's probably going to play 25 to 30 minutes. Those minutes are gone from somebody that was playing in the Bahamas. And it's going to be tough for Coach Calipari to figure out a rotation. What was interesting
watching the Bahamas, you never even thought of Mika.
No, not at all. Until you saw him on the sideline cheering.
And you're thinking, wow. And someone says, some guy said a comp athletically is Cooper Flagg. And I'm thinking, if he's tall.
Coach Z called him a poor man's Cooper Flagg.
They say he's longer than Brazil.
Yes, and faster.
Yeah.
And jumps higher. He's better than Trevin Brazil.
Adding him to the mix, you can't help but be excited.
And a more consistent shooter. Times Trevin would knock down the three and have really good games, but he's apparently a better shooter.
Yeah, he's going to be fun to watch. They had one play they put out yesterday on social media, and it was about making the right decisions, and he just jumped over everyone in the back line and dunked it. It was obviously the right decision. Just throw it up to him. But that's the sad. In basketball, you have so much to sell because these are the best of the best, and we're just looking to see if this guy's as good as he was advertised to be.
Here's what excites me about basketball: the next 2 months before they even play again. These guys are competing against each other, and they are a legit 10, 11 deep, and that's who they're practicing against. And we saw that, with Abdu coming off of the bench and Davion Thompson and the big guys, Mapair Maker. They're playing against each other every day. How much better are they going to get over the next 2 months when we see them again?
Davion Thompson got depressed going against Jordan Smith. And then he started to think this is the best defensive guard, not in high school basketball, maybe in all of college basketball. And he said that made me better, just trying to get the ball up the floor against him.
By the way, Coach Z told me a story last night. He sat down with Mika for a Hogs Plus video.
Yeah.
And he asked him, what is it you want? What do you want to do? What's your goal? He said he wants to be the number 1 player taken in the NBA draft. The word is he's a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
He wants to be the first player taken in next year's draft.
Everybody should strive for that.
Yeah.
There's some that no, you're not going to be the number 1
I'm
pick.
saying anyone who's at a certain level who they feel like is a good player, they want to be number 1 overall pick. That's like Darren Peterson going through that draft process, Kansas. He all along said he wanted to be number 1. A.J. DeBonsa, he said he wanted to be number 1. Both of them couldn't be number 1.
My point is, Arkansas's got 2 guys like that, Jordan Smith and Mika,
I like
on the same team.
SEC Media Days that Caden Kittler said he wanted to win the Remington Award.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You strive for greatness.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
I want our center thinking he can be the best center in college football.
By the way, I mentioned about one of the national sites had a lineup for the Arkansas-North Alabama game. Bet Saracen has the lineup. I just looked under the Arkansas specials. Arkansas is favored by 39.5, so you get an extra point on Bet Saracen. The national line was 40.5. Over and under on Bet Saracen is 60.5.
I know nothing about North Alabama. Are they better than UAPB? I mean, I don't know.
I know they're FCS.
Yeah,
they need it. They should cover that line easily. Like I'm tempted to go ahead and bet it now that Arkansas needs to be winning this game by 49 to 59 points.
And you think everyone's going to be out to impress, even your second team quarterback, your second team receivers.
Yeah.
That when they get in the game, they're going to be in. They're wanting to score.
Yeah, truly, if the depth, what we've been hearing about, that they feel better about.
Yeah.
If they're that deep, when the second team comes in, the scoring should continue in the second half.
If things go well, we should see the third team quarterback.
Hank Hendricks?
I don't know if is it going to be Hank Hendricks?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're impressed with Hank.
Yeah, what a great thing it would for him to get out an opening game. I mean, it's probably the only game he'd play.
Right. Now with 5-5, I mean, you might as well play.
Hey, this is the year you need a North Alabama. I mean, this team needs a game.
Perfect exhibition.
Yeah.
That counts as a win.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
We just don't want to see, like, North Alabama take the opening kickoff and ease their way down the field. And I thought it was one hog team. I don't know which recently that was bad, that the other team was making like 3rd and 1 and we weren't. I'm thinking, not a good sign. Not a good sign that we can't.
Was that like Western Illinois?
Yeah,
it was
opening
War
game.
Memorial. It was like, it was War Memorial, and it was the first series of the game. They're making these 4th downs, and we get the ball and we get stuffed.
Sully, good stuff, man. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Try to keep my filler words down.
We all do it.
Not like that, though.
We're not perfect, right? We got to take a break. Neil Atkinson is coming up next with Bet Saracen. This is Out of Bounds.
Chris Kane joins Morning Mayhem each Monday to mix it up with the guys. Chris Kane on Morning Mayhem is presented by Trader Bill's. Trader Bill's, your one-stop shop for all things lake.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas State announced Thursday that the Sun Belt Conference released its men's basketball slate for this season. The Red Wolves begin conference play with home games against South Alabama on December 16th and Georgia Southern on December 19th. ASU's first road game comes on New Year's Eve at James Madison. Other home conference games include Appalachian State, Georgia State, Southern Miss, Louisiana Lafayette, Louisiana Monroe, Troy, and Louisiana Tech. The Sun Belt Conference tournament will be March 2nd through 8th in Pensacola, Florida. Sticking with basketball, the University of Central Arkansas men announced the addition of Creighton Lebo to the coaching staff. Lebo spent the past 2 seasons as a graduate assistant at North Carolina. I'm Todd Pierce for the Buzz Radio Network.
Hey, it's David Basil for my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Car wreck? Call Rainwater Holt in Sexton.
888-8888.
8 for a fast response. 8 for results. 8 for Arkansas.
Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
In today's digital world, compliance isn't just a box to check, it's a necessity. Network Services Group will help you navigate the complex landscape of cybersecurity regulations, making sure your business stays compliant and secure. Stay ahead of the curve. Focus on what really matters, growing your business. Network Services Group, your partner in compliance for banks and medical organizations.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Edwards Food Giant presents Razorback basketball color analyst and Drive Time Sports co-host Rick Schaefer on Morning Mayhem. Rick joins the guys each week to talk Razorback sports and whatever else might come to mind. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, the meat people.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, leaders in hay equipment with Vermeer hay products. HenardFoothills.com.
Yeah. And you say Shot City, Shot City, Shot City. I'm coming home again. Do you think about me now and then? Yeah. Do you think about me now and then? 'Cause I'm coming home again. I met this girl when I was 3 years old, and what I love most, she had so much soul. She said, excuse me, little homie, I know you don't know me, but my name is Wendy, and I like to and from that point, I never blow her off. Come from out of town, I like to show her off. They like to act tough, she like to tone them off and make them straighten up their hat, 'cause she know they soft. And when I grew up, she showed me how to go. And at nighttime, my face lit up, so astounding. I told her, and my heart is where she always be. She never mess with entertainers, 'cause they always leave. She said it felt like they walked in drunk.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Westmore and Joe Franklin with you on this Friday, halfway through. But the good news is we got halfway more to go. Plenty to discuss. I was about to page Neil Atkinson, but I see the phone ringing. This guy is like a coach, always on time. Milton Heat and Air text line. High school football starts up soon. Oh, it's already started. They're practicing. Who are your favorites? Dark horses? I tried to get Thomas in here, Thomas Thrash. Talk a little high school football, but he had a meeting yesterday. So we'll get Thomas on next week. Talk a little more high school football and gets a deep dive into some of the teams to watch. You guys know I love talking high school football. Let's bring in Neil Atkinson. Bet Saracen. Neil, I got so happy. It just did my heart so well when I looked at Bet Saracen a little bit ago and saw a line on the Arkansas specials for Arkansas and North Alabama.
Yeah, we put out an early line on it. We'll see what the consensus comes out. Since they're playing I guess they're FBS. I get the FBS, FCS every year. They change it seems like, but I think they're technically an FBS team, and usually those are extra board games, which is an old sportsbook term. The line does not come out to the day of the game. But with modern technology and it being the first game of the year, you know, us wanting to take action on it, and although the consensus line is not out, we wanted to hang a line on it, and we've been pretty good at being aligned with the consensus line, and usually, I kind of err to the side of the Arkansas better because they're my biggest customer, and whenever I can, I try to give them better value on the Arkansas line when I can. And I think 39.5 is a little generous, just looking at North Alabama, and I know we got a new team with Arkansas, but hey, that's what the computer spit out, so I went with it.
By the way, North Alabama plays, that's what I was thinking. They play in the same conference as UCA. They're in the United Athletic Conference, FCS football.
Yeah, that's the new this year. So they are FCS, but yeah, but if you look at what their record is, and it kind of justifies against, an SEC team, 39.5. And look, I mean, I hate bringing up that, the media picked Arkansas last in the SEC, and you're playing an SEC team and you're a 40-point underdog. It tells you just how good the SEC is.
Neil, does that same model give you a line for the game and also over-under, or is there a different model for that?
No, we went ahead and threw one in. We put an over and under of 60.5 on it. that's where it is. I mean, if you go by the implied lines, which is not necessarily, by what we put the odds out, I mean, that's predicting an Arkansas 40-20 game. I mean, 41-21 type situation game. So that's what it's predicting. However, as we get news and as we get information and from training camps and they compile all this stuff together, we actually run these models kind of consistently up until almost an hour before the game, especially on the big matchups. And we'll see. We see if it moves, and then we compare that to where people are putting their money, where Sharp Action's putting their money, and that's kind of how it all settles out when you're playing against a sports book. And it's just fascinating to see the math behind it. It's kind of boring to some people, but it's just interesting to see on how the public can differ. The public's opinion can differ from the analytics and the numbers. So, but again, if all these games turned out the way we set the lines on it, it'd be kind of boring to watch. So, and people wouldn't win a whole lot of money because you win more money when an underdog wins. And if you can pick an underdog, you can get a big score. Or if you're really good at picking favorites and them covering, there's a lot of people that make a lot of money and do it as either a recreational source of income or their main source of income. And with technology today, it's a little bit easier because, heck, the models do it. The same models that I use and the same AI that I use, that stuff is out there available to the public. Some of it's fee-based and some of it you can create yourself. But like I say, when we put out lines, it's just an opinion. And when you bet it, you're just saying your opinion's better than the bookmaker.
Bet Saracen has all lines covered, too, for that game where you can do a parlay, same game parlay with Arkansas and over, or you can do Arkansas under. You can do North Alabama and under, North Alabama and over.
Yep. And, those are a lot of the scoring type props and things that we just put out there for the content. And probably first of next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday at the latest, we'll have Randy's Double R props on team season and key players season. And I told him to be, fairly generous, and then I'll have my trading people price whatever heat lines that he sets it out. But I want him. We're trying to put out a lot of content, a lot of bettable lines, because it's tough when your team comes off a season like last year and the whole coaching staff has changed, all the new personnel. It's hard to project that stuff. But Arkansas fans are going to be engaged with this team, and like I said, I hope they do a whole lot better than the numbers that us bookmakers have set, because when Arkansas does well, Bet Saracen does well, and you just got to play to your base, and that's what we try to do.
By the way, North Alabama went 2-10 last season, and we'll get a first look at North Alabama. They play Sanford the week before Arkansas, so we'll get a little something. I just looked; they returned 6 starters off of a 2-10 team, so they return more starters than Arkansas.
Well, they should be better.
It's a matchup of 2-10 teams in week
funny.
1. Yes. UCA blew them out last year. I think Neil, I think your line's way too low, and I think that computer's off way too much. I think that this should be a blowout for Arkansas.
Well, let's hope so, and maybe there's another game. There's an upset in to offset what we pay out on this one. So, and you better, I better listen to when you have when Brian on after me and on sometimes and see what he says. And I've been tempted to move the lines with his picks some of the times, but nah, I'll just leave it because he scares me sometimes because he's put out some good picks for y'all.
Their head coach, by the way, Brent Dearman, is familiar with Arkansas. He was at Arkansas Tech, and he does recruit the state of Arkansas and gets players to North Alabama.
Nice.
But, Brent Dearman's very familiar to a lot of coaches and people in the state of Arkansas from his time here, but he'll be bringing his North Alabama team not only to Arkansas or to Fayetteville. Later in the year, they play at UCA again, so he'll be making 2 trips to Arkansas.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to do a little bit more with UCA with moving to that new conference. I'm glad they moved to that, so that's going to be good for them. Did they start playing in the conference this year in football, or is it next year in football? I can't remember what it is with this conference realignment and this new United Conference.
They were the UAC last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neil, with
all right, good.
With NFL preseason kicking off last night, what kind of action did you see there at Bet Saracen on last night's game, Panthers Cards?
Well, of course, it was the most bet game that we had, and that's with 0 player prop action. That's all on game scenario, points, quarters, and some live in play last night. So, it was our most bet event yesterday. Nowhere near what a normal typical NFL game usually does on a Thursday night or even a Sunday game, because you don't have as many betting options out there. But a lot of times these preseason games and these Hall of Fame games are kind of boring, but at least this one was kind of interesting. I think the over and under was like 34 or 35, and it ended up 33-30, and we had a 1-point line with Carolina, and we were pretty close on that. But the over and under, we were totally off on. But if you bet the over last night, you did pretty good. Didn't look real good in the first quarter, but after they made adjustments, put different personnel in, we had a little bit of an entertaining game last night. And again, we had football on TV. That's all I cared about.
Moving forward, how do you go about setting lines on some of these preseason games? Do you you look at who's going to play and maybe who starts some of these games? How do you go about that?
Yeah, and look, we rely, on the NFL, because we have official data, we rely on all of the models and the traders to do all of that stuff. And again, we're not going to know everything. And then again, we may have information like, a coach is going to, keep his deep, want to see certain players in action and things of that nature. The traders may do some adjustments on that. But again, since they're not managing the actual props and the prop numbers and the live in-play prop numbers, because, the players in and out, your starters are not going to be in, we just don't do props, for that. It's all just the games. Now, technically, we are doing props in the background, but we're just running it as a live prop on a feed, just testing out the systems, and we're putting dummy data in it on the back end, testing it out before we go live with the first official game. But the traders, they can't basically come up with the numbers with the consensus, and there's no reason to go against it. And if somebody puts a bunch of money down on one side or on the other, the line may move and we may adjust it. But frankly, we don't take the limits that we do on a regular NFL game on a preseason game. We take 1/10 of what we would take on a regular season NFL game on a preseason game, because there could be non-public information out there depending on what the coach is trying to accomplish with their roster as they trim it down each week, like they do in the preseason.
Neil Atkinson with us from Bet Saracen. And Neil, kudos for putting out lines for the Razorback basketball team, 4-game series in the Bahamas. I know that made it more interesting for some fans to be able to wager a little money on those games, whether it's the line or the over-under. But, man, good job for that. I was wondering, Joe and I were talking about it earlier this week, can you put a percentage of people who bet against Arkansas in the Bahamas?
It's pretty easy. About 2% bet against Arkansas, and about 80% of that 2% that bet against Arkansas was the last game when we finally put a 42 line on it. The first game, almost nobody bet against us. We put 9.5 on that. Now we had a few little takers on the over and under. That wasn't always in, but the ones that bet the spread, almost less than 1% bet on the other teams.
Neil's probably 1 or 2% more than thought. Thought it would have been 0.
Well, you never know. Somebody may have gone through and thrown something in a parlay or done something in hedge to bet. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt if they hedge something. But there wasn't too much to hedge on that particular one, because I think that one game where they were only up by 8.5 points, and then they finished up 57 or something like that. So we didn't do first half bet, and we just did get over and under and money line and a spread. So nobody took the other teams on the money line. I need to go back and look on the money. I don't think anybody took the other team on the money line.
Smart bet. I don't care what the odds are. It's like betting on Arkansas to win the national championship. I don't care what the odds are. I'm not betting it. It's got to have a chance, right?
Absolutely.
Not only did Arkansas cover all 4 games, but the under hit in all 4 games. I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah, they had that one game that, was a little bit lower scoring, but yeah. Hey, look, you saw how we adjusted our lines. That's the way it works. I mean, we had very little to go on with this team, being brought together. I mean, yeah, you can have their stats, from high school or from the other schools and when they transfer, but you don't know on how they're gonna play. I mean, and then again, I mean, those basketball games had a different dynamic. Is this going to be a reward thing in the Bahamas where they're going to let them play loose like some of the bowl games that are not in the playoffs, or is this going to be a serious thing? And I thought it was going to be kind of serious when I found out that each individual assistant coach was going to be coaching each one of the games, and I thought that was really neat. And I said, well, heck, they're not going to let off the pedal. Probably should have made some lines a little bit higher because of that. But hey, that we learned a lot about this team, and I guess the negative thing from the players aspect of it, you're not going to get generous lines when the season starts for real coming up because we know what this team's capable of.
You better hit while you can. Neil, we appreciate anything else hopping. You got any big news for us yet?
No, not yet. I'm just I'm waiting for some ink to get on the paper, and then we're going to announce some really great new technology that's going to be coming to Bet Saracen, and people are going to be really, really happy. Like I said, when the competition did come in the market, all that's going to do is be a win-win for the player because it's just going to make us better, and the players are going to take advantage of all the juicy offers that are out there. So the other two have had their turn. We're going to be next with some big news coming up, and I'll just leave it at that. And because everybody knew Bet Saracen, where we were in the marketplace, we were going to stand by and just let that happen. But once we get everything done, it's going to be fun, and I can't wait. I'm super excited. So looking forward to that.
I can hear you smiling while you talk about it.
Oh, I am. I actually am. It's going to be fun. I just wish I could say more right now, but once everything is finalized, I understand that it's really, really close. We're just waiting on all the dotting the I's and crossing the T's on some of the stuff, and like these deals go down. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
In the business, it's called a tease, and you just tease the heck out of us. Neil, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Great baseball games this weekend. I'm loving this Yankees Braves series. And hey, Red Sox, where they come from? What happened to them? So that's another one to follow right there. What are they, 7 in a row? 15 earlier. Hey, if you bet $100 on each one of those, you'll be in pretty good shape right now.
31 of 36. 31-5 their last 36 games. Pretty impressive.
Yep. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.
See ya. Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Take our final break at the second hour. Still to come, what's trending? Brian Edwards. We're finishing it strong. This is Out of Bounds.
Hey, this is Mitch at Red River Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep, and I just want to say thank you to the great people in the state of Arkansas for making us the nation's #1 Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealer. That's right, folks. We are #1 in the entire nation, according to Stellantis' own internal report card. And if you want to find out why, you want to make that beautiful drive right here to Heber Springs during the Make This Summer event. Or check us out online at redriverdodge.com for the best deals in the entire state.
Attention Arkansas homeowners, Royal Home Improvement started with 50. Now we're looking for 30 homes to participate in our summer savings event. We want to evaluate our exclusive Energy Star rated Thermo King windows in real homes. Call 1-800-565-1064 for Royal Home Improvement. 30 homeowners will receive promotional pricing. 75% off installation of a house full of new windows. Ask about zero interest financing, senior and military discounts, and you'll receive a $200 Walmart gift card with your window purchase. Plus a bonus, call 1-800-565-1064 for a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with estimate. Have your zip code and location ready to qualify. Call 1-800-565-1064. That's 1-800-565-1064. 565-1064 or online at royalwindows.com.
A summer reminder from Arkansas Urology. Drink more water. Seriously, your kidneys will thank you. Hot Arkansas temperatures can increase your risk for dehydration and kidney stones, especially if you're spending time outdoors. So whether you're working, golfing, fishing, or mowing the lawn, keep the water flowing. And if kidney stone pain strikes, Arkansas Urology offers expert diagnosis and treatment. Learn more at arkansasurology.com. Arkansas Urology, experts in keeping your urinary system healthy.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Looking for something unique to do in Little Rock? Head to the Museum of Discovery. Explore hands-on exhibits, try real science experiments, and meet live animals up close. Little ones will love the Small Fry Fish Camp Gallery, designed just for early learners. Catch an electrifying bipolar musical Tesla coil show or live science demonstration during your visit. And with special events happening all the time, there's always something new to experience for all ages. So plan your visit and check out upcoming events at museumofdiscovery.org.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, selling and servicing Kubota's full line of equipment since 1991. HenardFoothills.com.
All right, final segment of our second hour. Go to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. I'll read some of your texts if you want to call in, 661-1037. First up, Lee says or asks, what will this be the make-or-break year for Yurchek as AD? Looks like he's finally getting some money coming in, but from what he's done? Is that from what he's done? Now, I will give the credit to the Razorback Foundation. Yesterday we told you about the all-in fund that they've already raised almost $25 million in 11 months. The goal was 30, so they've pushed that goal to $50 million. And you got to give credit to Coach Z, Quinn Grovey, Marvin Caston, Ryan White, the executive director of the foundation, and others that I had failed to mention. But they've done a great job of getting out there and getting donations and asking Razorback fans to be a part of this all-in, drive for the football team. But yes, I would say the Ryan Silverfield, not that if he fails this year, it means Hunter's gone, but I think Ryan Silverfield has to be a success at Arkansas. If it's, just a constant failure year after year after year and you have to get rid of Silverfield, then yes, that could be it, the final straw for Hunter.
Or he may decide to do something else on his own before he even gets to that.
501 says, remember my dad told me you can always learn more by listening sometimes than talking.
Oh, absolutely. That is really true.
870, I like Russell a lot, but he doesn't have McFadden speed. Well, not many people have McFadden speed.
No.
He has power and speed. He needs to be himself. Now, if I'm wrong, great to be wrong. I would also love to see some mismatches at receiver and running backs, and one or two, how is he so Johnny on the spot players? Voice text. Can't understand it. But, yes, it would be nice to have some wide receivers that are playmakers, guys that can take it, catch it and go the rest of the way and not just pick up 25 yards.
That only helps your quarterback out if he can just depend on everybody to do their job and they're able to have those explosive plays. That's going to make your quarterback better.
JW says, I don't understand. 1 minute, we want there to be competition to make everybody better than the next minute. Then the next minute, everybody wants to know who's going to start. Right now, that's kind of an oxymoron. Maybe it's not for us to know, and the coach already knows and just wants the players to keep pushing to get everybody better. I think that is part of the quarterback battle. I think they're trying to push each other. I think that's the wide receiver room. It's just my curiosity. I want to know who the best wide receivers are, who's looking the best, who are some guys they can depend on. I think it goes pretty much, I would say everywhere across the field, but we kind of feel like I think they know who their 5 offensive linemen are. I think they're trying to push Cash to where he is maybe pushing at the guard or center spot, trying to push some of those tackles. But they feel like they have 8, 9 offensive linemen. Same on defense. I think defense we have a better feel of who's starting.
And on defense, I mean, not that it's irrelevant, but offensive line, you're not going to have many changes throughout a game. You may, because of injury, or they may decide they want to get some looks from different players, a couple of them on that offensive line. But defensive line, that's where you have substitution. So with D-line, you're going to depend on that depth more so than you would for an offensive line.
Yeah, that D-line, when he said that they had 5 guys right now for those 3 positions, it made me feel good. And then they had like 4 others that are battling to get to that 8th guy, that they want 8 guys, 7 or 8 guys that they can, make 2.5 deep, with the 3 positions. That's right at 8 guys, 7 or 8 guys. So, yeah, to me, you got your starters, but those backups you hope get to play a lot too, and they're just constantly rotating them that they feel so good about the second-team guys that they're getting almost as many snaps. Now, Quincy Rhodes you would like out there a little bit more often, but this year, hopefully, he doesn't have to play 70 snaps, and he's fresher in the fourth quarter so he can make an impact and hopefully win you a game, on defense by getting a big sack or a big pressure. Same with DBs. They shuttle in those cornerbacks and safeties a little bit from time to time. Linebackers, you'll see that second unit come in for a series or 2 in the first half to give those linebackers a little bit of a break.
And there'll be passing situations where you'll need to add some defensive backs to the field.
253. If you play football, you can't be on a scholarship for any other sport. You can only play one sport, but you can't be on a scholarship with them. Correct. Yeah, that's right. Track guys aren't on track scholarship. They're on football scholarship. But they run track on the side, technically. But yes. But they can get rev share money for both sports. And, of course, they can do NIL deals for both sports. Y'all know if we have Utah here next year? Yes. Yep, they'll return that home and away next year. Have a little better home schedule next year. All right, coming up, we have What's Trending, and then we'll hear from Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. He wants to discuss some NFL teams, and got some fights this weekend, right? UFC in Vegas?
Got some PFL fights, some MMA action across the board.
Now through September 26th at Honda of Russellville. Come in and register to win a brand new 2026 Honda HR Forest Edition 4Jax Foreman 4x4. Long travel suspension built to tackle every job and every trail. Find out more at HondaofRussellville.com.
Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Live. An unforgettable evening of Led Zeppelin's greatest hits and deepest cuts. Friday, August 28th at Oakline Event Center. Get tickets now at oakline.com. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
This is Trey Johnson with HJ Trailer Sales. Spring is here, and y'all have made us the #1 truck bed dealer in the state. We want to thank you for your support and business. If you're looking for the best customer service from folks that can handle any type of trailer and take care of you after the sale, with hometown service, It's HJ Trailer Sales. Our team will handle all your service and warranty needs. See what great customer service looks like at HJ Trailer Sales on Albert Pike in Hot Springs, or check us out on Facebook.
ESPN and The Buzz gives you the complete sports and entertainment package.
I love that game.
103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
A 19-year-old shooting suspect is expected in court today. Hayden Shepard is accused of shooting an 18-year-old victim in Bryant yesterday morning. Police were called to a home in the Kings Crossing neighborhood at around 7:30 a.m. Investigators say Shepard drove to the victim's home and shot them multiple times. Shepard was arrested a few blocks away. Police say the victim is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Shepard faces a first-degree battery charge. In other news, 15 finalists for Arkansas's Teacher of the Year were recognized at the governor's mansion on Thursday. Governor Sanders says they stand out because of how much they care for their students. Each finalist was given a $1,000 cash prize. 2 teachers from Central Arkansas were named to the top of the 5 semifinalists. The winner will be entered into the National Teacher of the Year contest and receive a $14,000 cash prize. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Humid weather continues this afternoon with highs back in the upper 90s. Feels like temperatures between 105 to 109. Do have a heat advisory today until 8 o'clock. 20% chance this afternoon for a pop-up shower storm. Most of us will stay dry, but a similar forecast will follow us through this upcoming weekend. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
Camping season is here, and Razorback Camper Sales in Hot Springs is liquidating all 2026 year model travel trailers and fifth wheels. If you've been thinking about a new trailer, now is the time to buy. One of the many great deals is a 20-foot Salem with bunk beds, power awning, plywood floor, and much more for only $14,990 or $150 a month. Hurry while the selection is good. All these great deals can be seen at RazorbackCamperSales.com.
Genesis of Conway presents Craig O'Neill each week when he joins Roger, Baz, and Justin on Morning Mayhem. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
Join the zone each Monday for game balls and jockstraps, brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday, as Justin and Phil give you their game balls and jockstraps on the zone from 10 till 1. It's all brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level. And be listening for game balls and jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
Looking for a better deal on your next vehicle? Make the smart drive to Smart Auto Group. Since 1906, Smart Auto Group has been helping drivers find the right vehicle at the right price. Arkansas's oldest auto groups. Shop a huge selection of Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, and Honda vehicles, all backed by the hometown service you can trust. You'll find great selection and great value at Smart Auto Group. Make the smart drive today and start saving at smartdrive.com.
Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialist that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for lube tech, tire tech, and light maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Paid depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
Attention Arkansas homeowners, Royal Home Improvement started with 50. Now we're looking for 30 homes to participate in our summer savings event. We want to evaluate our exclusive Energy Star rated Thermo King windows in real homes. Call 1-800-565-1064 for Royal Home Improvement. 30 homeowners will receive promotional pricing. 75% off installation of a house full of new windows. Ask about zero interest financing, senior and military discounts, and you'll receive a $200 Walmart gift card with your window purchase. Plus a bonus, call 1-800-565-1064 for a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with estimate. Have your zip code and location ready to qualify. Call 1-800-565-1064. That's 1-800-565-1064 or online at royalwindows.com.
Live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios, it's Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
With my accountant lips, in fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe, tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good, won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down, we playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem, you just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes phone. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral.
What's trending in the world of sports is sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansas with great tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Football was on TV last night. NBC had the Hall of Fame game, Carolina, Arizona. It was fun just to have football on TV, just to sit and watch plays.
It was great. It's always great to get to see some of these rookies play on the next level also and get to know if they look the part early.
Icing on the cake, it was a good game. I was so hungry for football, it didn't matter if it was a good game or not. I was going to watch it.
Oh, absolutely.
Turned out to be a great game.
King, first down, puts it on Anthony Tyus, who's in the end zone for a Panther touchdown, and Carolina takes the lead. Game on the line. King, he's going to step up, pumps, runs, goal line. Is he in? Yes! Carolina wins! Haynes King of the night.
Drama. Last play of the game. Panthers win 30-27. A lot of people, well, some people may have had a wager on that game, and it came down to the last play. Either way, either you had Carolina getting a point or no, Carolina was favored by a point.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona was getting a point. With it being the Hall of Fame game, it was nice to see some of the interviews with the Hall of Famers. Drew Brees. It was cool watching the video of when I guess he invited or asked Sean Payton to induct him into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Hall of Fame speeches, the induction will be tomorrow.
That's right.
So they have a series of events leading up to it. Something new that they're doing also. They're doing a Bassmasters fishing tournament. That's kind of something that Randy Moss loves to do.
Yeah.
And I think, they're on board with raising some money for Randy Moss to go towards, he battled cancer and to put that back into cancer research so it can help others.
Cool. Well, last night, Luke Kuechly was being interviewed when Greg Olson Kind of stepped in.
Greg's here now. We're good to go.
Greg,
My head coach. He's my head coach.
Look at this guy. You tell him what to do?
Sometimes I have to. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable. Most of the time I ask him, like, are you good with this? It's hard to tell him what to do.
But I've seen some of the footage, and he takes it very seriously.
Oh, he's very serious. We actually got some of our boys. We've coached. So Luke, so 2 of these are my sons. 2 of these are other boys that have played. There's about 5 other boys from our school back home in Charlotte that are on their way. They either get here tonight or tomorrow. But the amount of people back home that love this guy and the impact that he's made on my family, our kids, the families around Charlotte, we could go on. We could do an entire broadcast on who this guy is, and it would have nothing to do with playing football.
Love all the jerseys and the shirts, and I heard you never cancel practice, but you had to cancel practice today?
Yeah, it would take like an act of God to cancel practice or Luke getting in the Hall of Fame. So Luke getting in the Hall of Fame, we canceled practice this morning so everyone could travel here, and I'm not happy about it, but if there's one guy that will cancel practice for, it's him.
Sounds like Kuechly's a pretty cool dude. Making an impact. Adam Vinatieri looked a little jacked.
You think so?
Yeah. He had his little golf shirt on. I was like, doesn't look like a kicker to me. He's a little dude, but in stature, height, he's short, but I thought he didn't look like a kicker when they were interviewing him.
Hey, he may have put on some pounds too, though.
Yeah. All right, Aaron Donald had a workout with the Rams. It was funny. Everybody was posting the transaction page from the NFL. It says Aaron Donald for a tryout.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is pretty funny. That's how it came across.
Yeah. Here's Sean McVay.
NFL transaction wire had Aaron Donald working out with the Rams today, which I guess...
Did it come across as a tryout?
It did come across as
Best
a tryout.
tryout that we've ever had.
Okay. You think he could make the team?
Phenomenal.
I think he could make the
The
team.
kid's got a shot.
Yeah, no, that was honestly our way of being able to get a workout with him within the parameters of what's necessary. But Giff Smith said it's the greatest tryout he's ever had.
Great football coach. I don't know if Sean would be the best poker player in the world when
I'd be
he's talking
terrible
about
at that.
Aaron Donald. But
yeah, you know what? I would never claim to be a good poker player either.
Anything come out of the quote-unquote tryout? How'd he look? Is it looking like he's going to come back?
Well,
closer?
I think the perception is it's probably 95% that he's coming back. So he still wants to work some things out personally, but everyone on the outside and some insiders, they think it's a done deal pretty much.
No rush. You got another month before the season starts.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to college football. Or college athletics. Purdue's athletic director, Tommy McClellan, made a lot of headlines. I've seen this clip all over social media.
Every recruit, every current student athlete will hear this message repeatedly. We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win championships, go to Indiana.
It even drew some chuckles from some of the people there.
Yeah, and it was in line with what Kirk Cignetti said when he got to Indiana. There's a natural rivalry there, and everyone's first thought is, well, Indiana just won a championship, but he's just keeping it going back and forth with that rivalry.
Nice. I like it. Fire some shots. WNBA last night. Aces, Fever, great game. Here are some of the highlights.
4.8 to go. Stephanie Talbot to inbound for Las Vegas. And toss ahead, nearly thrown away. Gray, an opportunity. Cash! Clark, her pass taken away by Wilson. Shot clock off. 3 seconds. Chelsea Gray for 3. Yes, ma'am!
Are you kidding me?
That was a great game. Great finish.
Yeah, Chelsea Gray, she got the walk-off to win it, of course, but she had a buzzer beater to take it to overtime and then had a buzzer beater to win game in the end. They were down by 1. They didn't need a 3, but she was open. They kicked it to her. She knocked down a 3, and they walk it off after being down 20 in that game.
It's going to be a good feeling, not only to tie it up in regulation, then to win it in overtime. That's big enough to hit one shot, but hit 2 like that?
And had a little luck go their way because Aaliyah Boston stepped in the way of that pass initially that was going to Chelsea Gray at the end of regulation. One of the teammates was able to recover it, Jewel Lloyd, and she kicked it to Chelsea Gray. She had to pump fake before she could go up for that three, and that was what made it a buzzer beater, because if she didn't have to pump fake and move to the side, maybe there's some time left.
Let's go to Major League Baseball. Red Sox, White Sox, high-scoring game.
Swinging a drive high and deep down the left field line, heading into the corner. That ball's gone. That's a home run for Connor Wong. Right up into the monster seats. And a ground ball up the middle, base hit into center field. White will score. 7-7. Up the middle, base hit. Here he comes. Sogard rounding to throw home, and the Sox win again. What a wild ride on the roller coaster tonight. And that's 8 in a row and another sweep.
Just an incredible game for the Red Sox. Just trailed the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Trailed by multiple runs the entire game. And to fight back, keep clawing back, getting closer, inching closer. Win again. 12-11 was the final. Reds, A's.
Ellie De La Cruz, left field. Tyler Soderstrom way back, opposite way, and gone! De La Cruz goes deep, his 19th. 1-0 Reds right out the gate. J.J. Bleday in the air, deep right center field. He's tied his career high. 20 bombs for Bleday. The Reds have a 6-3 lead. His first ever home run against his former club.
And they go on to hold on to win 6-5. Cubs, Blue Jays, they go extra innings.
Drilled left field towards the corner. Gone! And we're tied at 2. And Alex Bregman has his moment here at Wrigley. PCA thrown down to third. And it gets away. Here it comes. PCA is in. And the Cubs win it.
3-2 in 11. Let's go to the Twins and Royals.
Hammered to left by Royce Lewis. Goodbye. Absolutely launched by Lewis, who is scalding. The Twins are on the board. On the ground, right side, right field. Jeffers scores. Jackson to the plate. Save! And the Twins have the lead.
And that was enough for the Twins. They hold off the Royals 4-3, your final. We'll finish up with the Braves and Marlins.
Career OPS against Acuna, puts it high in the sky. Deep to left center. They collided and knocked it over the wall. Ronald, it's a homer. Circle the bases. That helped the Braves win all those games. Deep to right here. Did it get out of here? It did. It's another one for Acuna. This one he did all by himself.
Didn't need any help on that one. Braves win at 11-3 over the Marlins.
Some news coming out of Raiders camp. Kirk Cousins, Max Crosby, they had a bit of a scuffle where, you're not supposed to touch a quarterback in training camp. And Max Crosby is someone who's known for playing after whistle and getting some hits in at times. Well, he hit Kirk Cousins a couple of times. Second time he hit him, Kirk Cousins got in his face, grabbed his jersey. They exchanged words. And head coach Clint Kubiak said that it's a part of camp, but you want players to be smart about it. He says those are two leaders on our team going at it. And obviously fighting in a game, you throw a punch, you're going to be out of the game. So we just got to be smart.
I like that. Little quarterback, defensive end. Get that offense fired up. Rhett Lashley at it again. He said to On3 Sports, quote, "No offense to Arkansas. They can't have the hardest strength of schedule in America to start the season because no one's played a game. We don't even know who's good. So we don't know what's a good schedule and an easy schedule right now."
There's some truth to it.
It is. I mean, I go back to baseball season. We thought Arkansas was going to have an easier SEC baseball schedule because they weren't playing Tennessee or LSU or Vanderbilt. Like, wow, benefit of that, huh? It turns out some of the teams we didn't think were going to be any good turned out to be really good, and the teams that we thought were going to be good weren't any good. So you just don't know until it's played. Steve Sullivan left here, and he went and put together a graphic on Twitter. Owning the football. Remember, OTB? Own the ball. OTB. That's what they were preaching. Ramsey was yesterday. Turnover margin, last 4 years, Arkansas and Memphis as a team. Memphis ranked number 22 in the country last year in turnover margin. Arkansas was number 123. 101 spots worse. The year before, Memphis ranked number 2 in the country. Arkansas was number 111. In 2023, Memphis was 30th. Arkansas was 74th. And in 2022, Memphis was 24th, and Arkansas was 66th. So Memphis always in the top 30 the last 4 years, as high as number 2. Arkansas never in the top 65.
Bring Memphis mentality to Arkansas. That's going to be a difference.
They're trying. I mean, they're preaching it, not only in the press conference, but in practice also. And they're wanting the fans to preach it too. Yell at them. Yell at practice. OTB, own the ball. And then TTB on defense, take the ball.
Got to do that.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a heck of a reversal. I mean, I'm not saying you know go to number 2 in the country, but it would be nice to go from 123 to 30.
Oh, yeah.
It's a difference in a lot of games.
That would be a huge difference.
Yeah. All right. Let's get Brian in here. Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. We will discuss NFL teams, see if he's got any action on MMA this weekend. I thought he sent me a text, but it was somebody else. We'll discuss that. Stick around. It is Out of Bounds.
This is Sports Center.
The Arkansas Travelers used the long ball to beat the Amarillo Sod Poodles 4-1 last night at Dickey Stevens Park. The Travs got a solo home run from Hunter Fitzgerald in the first inning and a 3-run home run from Boston Smith in the bottom of the 6th to stop a 3-game losing streak. Smith was the only Travs player to finish with multiple hits, going 2 for 4 with 3 RBI and a run scored. Left-hander Nick Talache got the win on the mound after throwing 5 scoreless innings, allowing 5 hits with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Game 4, the 6-game series, gets underway at 7:05 tonight. That means Stephen Davis has the Visit Hot Springs pregame show starting at 6:50 over on our sister station 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Todd Pierce for the Buzz Radio Network.
If you are looking for a safe and loving home for you or your loved one, visit Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center. Just 15 minutes from Little Rock and Benton, our skilled nursing staff is dedicated to providing quality long-term care and short-term therapy. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. You can call Heartland home.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's on tap? Brought to you by Flyway Brewing. It's always open season at Flyway Brewing, serving 2 Central Arkansas locations, North Little Rock and now open in Breckenridge Village. Check out current promotions at flywaybrewing.com. Flyway Brewing. Follow the migration. We encourage you to wet your beak responsibly.
If you're a bank needing GLBA compliance or a defense contractor looking for CMMC compliance, meet the team at Network Services Group with tailored solutions to help you navigate the complex regulatory landscape, allowing you to focus on what matters most, your clients and your growth. Don't gamble with compliance. Network Services Group, your partner in GLBA and CMMC compliance.
Services Group. One call does it all.
Hawks Homes, Arkansas's #1 dealer. Hawks have homes as small as a 1-bedroom all the way to 5 bedrooms. Hawks has several lot models at both locations that you can save thousands. Hawks has a 5-bedroom that's only $55 per square foot. Don't have land? No problem. Hawks can help you finance the land and all the improvements all in one package. Located in Conway at the Dave Ward exit in Bryant on I-30. Visit our homes online at hawkshomes.net.
Powers Truck Parts and Service presents Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's Trey Reed joining Morning Mayhem each week. Powers Truck Parts and Service handles everything from headlights to taillights. Shop online at powerstruckparts.com.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy carries Steele's full line of handheld equipment. HenardFoothills.com.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Westmore and Joe Franklin with you on this Friday. Final 30 minutes of the show. We're going to finish strong. We got Brian Edwards with us, VegasInsider.com. Give him a follow on Twitter, VegasBEdwards. See if he can't make you some money. What's up, Brian? How are you?
Doing great, guys. How are y'all?
Fantastic.
Good.
Had a little NFL last night. Fun game to watch. Just get you in the mood for a little football.
Yeah, no doubt. Haynes King looked good. I only watched the highlights. I wasn't watching live, but yeah, nice night for Haynes King. Good for him. I've always liked him. He won me a lot of money betting his rushing yards prop over and his anytime touchdown prop.
Carson Beck had a good game also. He was 15 for 19 and looked really good.
Yeah, I saw those numbers too. I actually saw the highlights of Haynes King, though, of the game-winning touchdown run, obviously.
Let's discuss some NFL teams. I'm a big Cowboys fan. I'm optimistic. You know, the offense is good. Defense was the priority. They went out and got some free agents, made some trades, drafted some, used both first-round picks on defensive players. But, man, Brian, I look at that schedule. That's a difficult schedule for the Cowboys. What do you think of their over?
The schedule's absolutely brutal. So season win total, I probably wrote this down like a week ago from DraftKings was 9.5, shaded to the under -140. But you just look at the road games alone. I mean, you might, or actually the line's already out. I'm not even sure who's favored. Actually, I'm pulling it up now on at the Giants in week 1, but I'll come back to that. But then at Houston, at Green Bay, at Philly, at Indy, at Seattle, at the Rams, at Washington.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if Dallas is favored in any of those. Maybe at Washington, we'll see if they get back on track with a healthy Jaden Daniels. I mean, possibly at the Colts, but I mean, I think the Colts are going to be pretty good. They were going really good before Daniel Jones' injury last year. But yeah, you are right. I mean, number 2 offense in the NFL last year, at least in yards and in passing yards, number 2, and we're number 4. Number 2 in total offense and passing yards, and number 7 in scoring. But also, yeah, there was the defense, and we'll see. I think Caleb Downs is a great pick to kind of captain that secondary. But yeah, it's just about the schedule to me, and oh goodness. And then you're going to be underdogs to the Ravens and Rio as well, and but I mean y'all going to win a lot of home games. I mean I've got y'all 6-9 with 2 swing games. The swing games being Philadelphia at home and the Jags at home. So, I mean, I'm a lean to the under, but -140 prices aren't really my thing. But I would lean to the under.
Brian, is there a team you like most to hit their win total?
Well, I haven't, I've done a lot of note-taking in my magazines, but I haven't gone through every schedule yet, so I may, in other words, in a couple of weeks, I may come back to this question and replace, with another team or two. But right now, I'm definitely on the Houston Texans, and it is a difficult division, but I think they've got the best defense in the NFL, and they brought 10 starters back from that defense, and now they've added Clowney, who at this age is, certainly not an every down player, but you put him in on 3rd and long, he's still going to get you some sacks. So I think that's a nice addition. Now, I'm way down on C.J. Stroud. I mean, that game against New England, they had no business losing that game if he would just, take care of the ball just a little bit better. I mean, he was so awful in that game, and that's, my freshest memory. But in general, he's been good for the most part in his career. And look, the defense is going to carry this team. And now they got a running back. Their running game, Mixon had a really good first year for them after he left the Bengals, but then, didn't play at all last year. But I like to trade for David Montgomery. Obviously, he, had to take a back seat to Jahmyr Gibbs, but still had plenty of nice moments the last couple of years. And, probably didn't deal with, the amount of wear and tear he otherwise would have with another team. So I think David Montgomery is a nice addition for them at the running back position. And looking at the schedule, I've got them going either 11-4 let's see. I've got them either going 11-6 or 12-4. Gosh, am I doing my math right? 11-6 and 12. No, it would be 12-5. 11-6 or 12-5 is what I'm thinking. And the win total is plus money to the over, plus 136 at 10.5. But you can do over 9.5 at minus 125. As for the AFC South, I think they're going to win it, but the price is plus 110, and they could very easily lose to Buffalo or Cincinnati in weeks 1 and 2. And they throw up these, they update these division odds every week. So I would say don't bet them to win the division because I think there's a pretty good chance you'll get a better price than plus 110. And they could lose at Indianapolis in week 3 as well. So I think you'll get better options on the price as we get into the season.
Let's look at the NFC West as a whole. You have 3 teams that performed at a high level last year, and their win totals coming into this season reflected, where you have Seahawks and 49ers, they're both at 10.5, and then Rams are at 11.5.
So I've got the Rams 11-4 with 2 swing games. I've got those swing games being at San Francisco and Seattle at home, and I think they get at least one of those, possibly 2. So I think they win 12 or 13. They're 11.5 at DraftKings, shaded to the over minus 125. So I'm a lean to the over. As for Seattle, as I get to the page here, I've got them 9-3 with 5 swing games, but I can grade those swing games as we chat here. And that their win total is 10.5 over minus 115, under minus 105. So the swing games at Washington, I'm going to give them a loss there because I think Jaden Daniels being back is going to be nice for them. So that would make them 9-4. Kansas City at home, Chicago at home. Both of those are night games too. I'm going to give them wins in both of those. So that would be 11-4. And then at San Fran, I'll give them a win there, 12-4. And then they have the Rams at home, which I'll call that a loss, so 12-5. But I think they go over 10.5.
Brian Edwards with us, VegasInsider.com. How about the NFC East? Is it Philadelphia again at the top?
Well, no A.J. Brown, obviously. I think the Giants are going to be a lot better. And I think if Jaden Daniels stays healthy, I think Washington's going to be a lot better. So, I'm not – and by the way, I'm sorry, I haven't gone through Philly's schedule all the way yet. But their win total is 10.5. It's under minus 140, over plus 115. Just scanning the schedule, They got the Rams in Seattle, but they have both of them at home. They do have to go at San Francisco. Let's see. They road games at Dallas, at Chicago. That'll be tough. I mean, look, they're the plus 115 favorite, and they should be. But I could see I think the rest of the division starting to catch up to them, and I could see them being in a tight race to win the division.
Brian, out of that division, most intrigued by Giants. They won 4 games last year, but have a new coach in John Harbaugh, and their win total is set at 7.5. How do you feel about that?
Well, the biggest thing for me is Malik Neighbors is going to be healthy, because I think he was well on his way to, cementing himself as a top 5 receiver in the league until that injury last year. And I really like the pickup of Isaiah Likely, the tight end, who's kind of been playing tight. Well, he had kind of overtaken Mark Andrews as the best tight end for the Ravens here last year. But, Isaiah Likely is very good, a nice addition for Dart. And then, Dart was hurt part of last year. They lost Scattaboo, and they lost Scattaboo right when they were starting to play well. And look, I know Dart puts himself in harm's way a lot, but Jameis Winston's about as good a QB2 as you're gonna get. I mean, it's a lot of times hit or miss with him, but he hits a lot. I mean, he was certainly hitting in that game at Detroit for 3 quarters last year. So yeah, I think the Giants are going to be improved, but their schedule's pretty brutal. I've got them 5-7 with 5 swing games, but their win total's only 7.5. I've got the swing games being Washington at home, Jacksonville at home, San Francisco at home, and Philadelphia at home. And I think they were going to lose at Dallas, because I had that marked as a swing game. But when we went to the Dallas, I think I gave them the W. But I would probably lean to the over 7.5 on the Giants. But you got to worry about Dart's health. But again, that's why you got Jameis Winston, one of the best backups in the league.
Got Brian Edwards with us. How about Joe's Steelers? What are you thinking?
Let me get to the Steelers page here. So, look, I thought Aaron Rodgers played well for the most part last year, and let's not pretend that he was, surrounded by just a wealth of talent. I mean, DK Metcalf is a really nice receiver, and look, Jeremy Bernard's a nice pickup in the second round from Alabama, and then they got another receiver from Iowa in the 4th round, and I know that guy is a big-time punt returner, and it will be a factor on special teams. I haven't gone through their schedule. Their win total, 8.5, under -130. I think they're going to be right as they normally are, right there around 9-8, fighting to get in the playoffs in the last week. The health of T.J. Watt is going to be key, as it always is, because I still think he's an elite player defensively if he can stay healthy. But I don't have an opinion on the win total. My bad, guys. I haven't gone through that schedule yet.
Bears, Packers, Lions, Vikings. Who do you like in that NFC North division?
I think the Lions are going to have a bounce-back season. Their schedule was so brutal last year, and they lost so many close games. I mean, which one do you even want to talk about, the one out of the brutal games they lost? I mean, there was that Philly. There was the Green Bay game at home. There was the Pittsburgh game at home. They lost so many doggone heartbreakers last year and had so much bad luck on defense. But I'm worried about their secondary. Obviously, they cut Terrion Arnold, Brian Branch, what he did the Achilles like in early December. They're hoping he'll get back at some point, but probably not till November. And then Kirby Joseph is still dealing with that foot issue. I mean, I was thinking the last 2 years they had the best secondary in the league, but they have had just so many injuries and then the circumstances with Arnold that, that's the area I worry about. But I don't worry about their offense, and they address the offensive line that, obviously, they lost Ragnow, and then, what's his name, the offensive tackle that just retired. So, I mean, that's 2 Deckers. So, that 2 Pro Bowl guys they've lost off the offensive line. But Tate Ratledge emerged as a rookie last year out of Georgia, and then they got the first-round offensive tackle Blake Miller. And, Sam Laporta had the injury last year. I think he's one of the best tight ends in the league. I'm on Ross St. Brown, one of the best receivers in the league. I like the rookie year Isaac Tesla had out of Arkansas last year, wide receiver. But look, Green Bay's going to be good, and Minnesota's probably going to get better quarterback play. And Chicago emerged last year, so it's a brutal division. But I'll take Detroit. I think they have a bounce back season.
NFC South: Falcons, Panthers, Bucks, Saints. Bucks have Bucks have highest win total at 8.5.
First 1 to 8 wins the division. Brutal for my Falcons, man. I mean, we have not had a pass rush in a decade or so, and then we were second in the NFL in sacks after spending first-round picks on Pierce and Walker, and Walker goes out ACL the other day, and Pierce is probably looking at an NFL suspension that's probably going to be more than 4 games, I would think. That was an ugly arrest earlier, or back in whenever that was, like February or March. So, and then there's the QB position. We don't know when Penix is going to be back. We don't know if Tua is going to be able to stay healthy. But the Panthers, they lost some good players after their run to the playoffs. I'm going to say the Saints, man. I think the Saints are coming. Tyler Shuck showed me enough in December to make me think he's going to be pretty good. And we'll see on the Bucs. They lose Mike Evans. Baker's not happy with the team. The situation with Vita Vea. So I'm thinking the Saints.
Wow. May have to jump on a little bit of that. What's their over-under total?
Theirs would be 7.5 according to Bet Saracen.
I don't know what Joe just said, but that's 7.5 over minus 120 is what I've got written down from DraftKings a week or so ago. And I think Travis Etienne is going to take pressure off of Kamara, and Etienne's going to be a stud for them. And because Kamara is not having to carry the load, I think he'll stay healthy, which he hasn't been able to do in recent years. Olave is one of the best receivers in the NFL. They add Jordan Tyson, who's an absolute stud out of ASU. They did lose Breesy, the DN, to ACL last week, so that hurts. But, Saints were playing really, really good late last year with Shuck.
Anything this weekend on the fights?
I haven't really looked yet. It's not a very good card. It's one of those at the Apex. But next week we've got Islam Makhachev and Ian Gary, a pretty loaded card. So I'll have plenty of UFC picks for you guys next Friday.
All right. Brian, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks, guys. I'll have a great weekend. Have a good one.
Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. On Twitter, he's Vegas B. Edwards. We'll take a break. Our final break. Come back. Hit the Middleton Heat and Air text line if you want to join us. We'll take a phone call. Find out what Randy's got cooking for Drive Time Sports, and we'll get out of here. Stick around.
At Our Care, we're more than clinics. We're neighbors caring for neighbors. From checkups and stitches to ongoing health concerns and behavioral health support, our doctors, nurses, and therapists are here for every stage of life. Medications are simple, with local and home delivery pharmacy options. No insurance? We can help, and no one is ever turned away. With more than 100 locations across the Mid-South, affordable care is always nearby. Find a clinic close to you at ourcare.net.
It's Honda of Russellville's 47th anniversary celebration. Celebrate with big savings store-wide. Register to win a 2026 Honda HR Forest Edition 4-Track Foreman 4x4 with a powerful 518cc engine and long travel suspension to tackle every job and trail. It's Honda of Russellville, Arkansas's #1 Honda powerhouse dealer. Visit HondaofRussellville.com today. Honda recommends the Foreman for riders 16 years and older and recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Babbel proudly presents The Poison Gift.
Derek, hi.
Hi, I got you something. Ein bisschen Gift.
Gift? Ist das Gift?
Ja, ist das Gift. Für dich.
If you buy her a gift, don't tell her it's poison. Use Babbel. Practice with Babbel's guided conversations based on real situations. Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
To make exercise a habit, find something you enjoy, like shopping. It counts as a workout when it's Kohl's Active Sale. Get 20% off across the store and 25% off top active brands that'll have you feeling your best. Adding to your cart is pretty much cardio, right? Find out at Kohl's. Select styles. 25% offer ends August 15th. 20% offer ends August 16th. Exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Hey, it's David Basil from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STRONG for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STRONG for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STRONG. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and details.
Hi folks, Jeff Peters here at Hagen's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Morrilton. You know, I hear a lot of dealers advertising that they have the best price or no one can beat their deal and all these big claims, but you and I know we all buy these new cars from the same spot and we pay the same price. We understand it all boils down to you and where you decide to buy a vehicle. I want to invite you out to show you, not tell you, how fun and easy it is to buy with us. So make the short drive to Hagen's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Morrilton today or check us out online at hagensmotors.com. Welcome to the family.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, leaders in hay equipment with Vermeer hay products. HenardFoothills.com.
Smile and a couple beautiful girls tell me goodbye. Trucks break down, dogs run off, politicians lie, been fired by the boss. It takes one hand to count the things I can count on. No, there ain't much man that ain't ever let me down. Long neck eyes, cold beer never broke my heart. Like diamond rings and football teams have torn this boy apart. Like a neon dream, it just don't know me. The bars and this guitar and long neck eyes, cold beer never broke my heart.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin finishing it up on a Friday. Glad you're with us. You want to join us? Come on, 661-1037. You can text me. Same number, Middleton Heat and Air text line. I'll take a look at that real quick. First up, JW. A.J. Green. What about him? What about him? I'll ask that. What about A.J. Green? He's gone. I mean, he graduated last year. Remember, he came back 1 year to play from Oklahoma State. Don't know if he ever played much at all, any. But anyway, he's gone. A.J. Green, not in the rotation. 870 says, when I speak about Johnny on the spot, he is a player, not the greatest athlete, but knows how to play the game, making solid tackles or great catches. Often someone he is there by studying and effort and desire. Sometimes a player with great ability runs fast, chasing deception or scared of contact. I've seen some of those things last year. I think those are the smart, intelligent players that are always in the right spot and able to make the play. Maybe not the fastest guy, or maybe not have the measurables that you'll see playing at the next level, but they're good college players. Or you see good high school players. They're not going to play on the college level, but they're just good high school players. And sometimes you have that in college, just a good college player.
Yeah, and every roster needs players that are going to fill certain roles. And so those players are valuable to a team.
Especially right now where Arkansas's program is. Because let's be honest, they're not going to have 22 guys drafted next year in the NFL draft. Maybe they'll have, a handful of guys drafted, but then you got to have some other just solid contributors.
And you like to see those numbers go up every year because that was about what they had this year.
4? Was it 4 that was drafted?
Yeah.
Neal, Mike Washington, Fernando, and Talon. Yeah, you'd like to double that and have 8, and then get to a day where you got double-digit guys getting drafted.
When they're looking at key additions for NFL teams during training camp, sometimes they'll include some of the rookies that were drafted, and they were doing a focus on Titans, and they had Fernando Carmona as one of key additions.
Awesome. Did you see where the offensive lineman has gone back to Texas? He was in camp with the Cowboys. He was in camp with the Browns. And he just got reinstated. The judge, whatever, reinstated him, going back to Texas. It's wild across the country, some of these players. Remember that Darren Williams that played for Texas Tech when they beat Arkansas?
Yeah.
He transferred, went to North Carolina State last year, and played his last year. Whoops, he's been granted another year. He's going back to Texas Tech. Hanlogton. Remember we said Hanlogton had signed with an NBA team and was in summer league or doing something. Apparently the word is he's gotten a 5th year and he's coming back to college.
There's talk about that with Rohan Jones also, about him possibly returning.
The tight end from Arkansas?
Yeah.
He's with the Rams right now.
Okay, well, you just gave a scenario with a guy that
he was like at OTAs, mini summer stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think he left Browns camp yesterday and went back to Texas.
But, yeah, there similar talk about Rohan Jones. Chris Turnage was actually talking about it.
Wow.
On Drive Time, they were discussing it.
Wow. That's wild. I mean, absolutely crazy to me that some of these guys – by the way, I saw this tweet. Let me pull it up for you. LSU basketball currently only has 4 players listed on its roster 2 weeks before classes start.
They'll get it filled in.
I just got a text. Rohan's not coming back. I was like.
Yeah, but there was talk out there, a similar situation.
Yeah. Slick Rick still working on those transcripts, apparently, trying to get those guys eligible. Well, we kind of feel the pain here at Arkansas, still trying to get Mika eligible. But now he can practice and do whatever, but that sucked. Wish I could have seen him play in the Bahamas. All right, back to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Wes, Joe, another one of those reasons I love your show is because y'all are not afraid to tackle any sport or any topic, anytime, anywhere. I mean, we're sports fans. We'll talk about everything. That and just all over the place. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I can't keep my focus. I see something like, ooh, let's talk about that. This guy also sent us the he sent us the text also about the LSU basketball team. 4 players on their roster, 5 coaches, and 11 support staff. So they got 16 support staff, including the support staff and coaches combined, and 4 players. So you get some really individual work right there. You got 4 coaches to each player. They ought to be great. Practices should be awesome. Zach from 901 says, they still suck. Go, Pack, go. He changed it up on us.
Don't even mention them by name.
No, he doesn't. JW says, I thought he had 1 year left. My bad. No problem. You threw me off, though. I was like, A.J. Green? Yeah, no, he's gone. I was thinking maybe you were, because we mentioned A.J. Brown a little earlier, leaving. He's gone. Don't forget, if you're watching us on 1037thebuzz.com or on the Buzz app, you can always hit us up on live fan feedback, brought to you by Smart Buick GMC. In fact, love the show, guys. Grew up in Central Arkansas. Here's a link to my song, My Words, AI Music, and Vocals. Wrote a song that represents the old and new Hogs men's basketball team. Check it out. Let me know what you think. See if it'll let me pull it up sometime. The link is not a clickable link. I'll have to copy it and paste it and play it afterwards. Appreciate you sharing that, though. Thank you. Joe, you got plans for the weekend?
Let's see. I don't really have plans other than helping out with a back-to-school drive. So there's a back-to-school drive tomorrow, and then things are kind of up in the air from there.
It's crazy to think school's almost here, that they're about to go back to school.
Yeah.
Morning drives just got a lot harder, fighting all the traffic.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a lot more for sure. Coming up on Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday is really big day.
And afternoon traffic leaving here. There'll be a lot more cars on the road with school getting out. It's going to look a little different. Coach Z tweeted out, I left for a couple days and I come back and Fayetteville has changed. Apparently all the students are arriving and the traffic is back after getting around all summer.
It is that time for sure.
He is fighting the traffic around Razorback Stadium. He told me he went out to football practice yesterday. He said that it was hot. He's like, Wes, when I say hot, believe me, it was hot. And I was in the Bahamas where it was really warm and humid. But when you get back to Fayetteville and on that practice field, man, those guys were working. It was hot out there. Mike in Little Rock says, Enes Kanter Freedom just declared for the 2027 NBA draft. Is that somebody I should know?
Enes Kanter, he is and he's been an NBA player. So is he want to get drafted again? Is that what he's saying?
For the WNBA.
Oh, stop it.
Tongue in cheek. Okay, Mike. You got it. I wasn't sure. Yeah. It says WNBA. Is this for real? I have to do a Google.
Don't waste your time on that.
Okay, I won't. Yeah, I guess it is the one of the last free weekends before school starts. And then, here before soon, we have some scrimmages. And then the start of the high school football season. It's the final Friday in August. College, of course, is going to start the first Saturday in September. By the way, I got our board out. I went and marked it down, 29 days until Razorback football. The countdown is officially on. But in 4 weeks from tonight, we'll have our first high school football games in the state of Arkansas. And, of course, we'll have our Buzz Game of the Week. We'll do 11 games this season starting on the 28th and going all the way through the regular season.
It's time.
Might add some playoff games this year. But, no, we're excited. I know Tripp is excited. Tripp's going to be the voice of high school football here on the Buzz on Friday nights. And we are going to have a packed schedule, and it all starts Friday night, 4 weeks from tonight. All right, we got to go. They must be on the road. They are on the road. There he is. Randy has connected. Sorry, Randy. I didn't realize, or I popped you up. Have a great weekend. Drive Time Sports is next.
Thompson's annual sales tax-free